we left off, you guys had a nice, tidy, wrapped up little mission. You were great. You might have a minor career in media waiting for you to happen because, hey, you guys are now known media people that have been on camera as convenient background folks. Did everybody get a chance to spend any of the experience points they wanted to spend, by the way?
I did.
I think I actually did this time. Let me check. I might have. I did, yes.
And was there anything cool or flashy you want to let the rest of the group know that you picked up? Or they
No,
may have witnessed in montage style?
um, I think I
Mm,
made.
nothing flashy.
I just practiced sneaking around in the dark a little bit and intimidation. I think I practiced coercion.
Well,
Nothing.
Sneaky montage has you climbing off the ceiling behind Maestro's chair and you're scaring him every chance you get at the office.
Yes.
well, Dante invited Esme to come stay with him for a weekend if she was interested. And he's been hanging
Bow
out,
chicka wow wow.
assuming she came, of course.
Oh yeah, she'd totally be receptive to for her big damn hero.
Nice.
I mean, not only are you the big damn hero, but you and your friends got her brother to go straight. Or at least witness protection, which is the next best thing.
Yeah, close enough.
It's it's
Can't.
it's easy to go straight when you have cops living next door watching your every movement.
Yeah, sure. You just need a little extra encouragement. That's all.
And how about you, Scott?
I didn't yet. I want to buy a talent, but I don't know which one. I'll need to pop it up.
They're all really good talents.
Oh, that's the other one I did. I did get nobody's fool. So anybody try to mess with charm me this time, they gotta upgrade it. I don't like my tricks being turned around on me.
Trixie, Trixie, Trixie.
I looked at the talents and then panicked and decided to deal with it later. But I do want to get the talent that will steal dice from you because that seems very useful.
Oh, yeah, that was it. Combat medicine tier 2.
Ooh.
Nice.
So you've been out there patching some kids' boo boos up and on the street, and because of that, you've learned some little expertise on patching people up. And I'm not sure if
Uh-huh.
I shared the New Angeles tour guide book with you guys. I'm pretty sure I did, but I'm in the Skype chat, by the way.
Yeah, I think I got it previous time.
Oh,
Basically, gives you little high points on the city in case you guys, it's like a little 17-page little booklet.
if you did, I misplaced it.
That's why I figured I'll go ahead and shoot it out again because I didn't have it on the computer I'm on right now, so I had to go on into my other chat and find it and download it.
Well, I appreciate the thoughtfulness, and I'm saving it in my Shadow of the Beanstalk folder because that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense. Yes, looks like David has not seen the 3 messages I've sent him so far, so I'm assuming he's probably got his computer on but not sitting at it.
Mm-hmm. Oh well.
So of course, you've been working on combat medicine, quick rough and tumble dirty medicine. Anything else that she's been up to?
Tier 2 is 15 XP, correct?
Tier 2 is 10.
Should be 10 if it's a tier 2 because it's 5, then 10, then 15.
Oh, okay.
But just make sure you have enough tier 1s to get a tier 2.
You would need 2, correct?
Yep. It's
I've got a lot of. I think I've got a lot of tier 1s. I need to go back over it. Do tier 1s that you get in character creation count?
Yes, they do count.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
when you entered the, I think all of my original ones are tier 1s. So I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tier 1s.
Wow,
Wow.
that's a heck
That's
a
a
lot.
lot of penny nickel dime there.
Oh, wait, actually no. This is a tier 2.
You're like a jack of every trade.
One crazy loony.
Okay, and that is a tier 1.
Okay, so we're ready to get rolling.
Sure am.
Sure.
Okay, so it's a prototypical Tuesday morning. You guys are at the office, air quotes. And of course, you're waiting for the boss, Kiris, to pop up on her little hollow display for you guys as you just like shooting the shit in the office. And you kind of notice that for some reason Maestro is a no-show today. See how life imitates art, or is that in reverse? And little uncomfortable silence as you guys are just like chatting with each other, talking about your weekend. Are you bringing up the weekend with Esme?
No, I'm keep that to myself.
Okay, just wondering. Guys in the shop and the new gal. Okay, so Kira's, she pops up on the screen with her usual hollow display of herself, and she just like kind of gives you guys a good greeting, and she hopes that you all had a good weekend. She gladly tries to give you guys 3-day weekends after all. That's a normal thing. Because after all, you may do all your work in one day.
No objection to that.
As she kind of chimes in to see if any of you know why Maestro isn't here today. I've been unable to find any trace of him. But that's hardly
That
surprising.
that is his MO.
Yeah, I don't know. He and I don't really talk much outside of the office, so I'm not sure where he is.
Very well, let's begin without him. I will be able to give him the data extraction afterwards, which will catch him up very quickly, I'm sure. And she kind of pops up a high school ID. It's got some young, pimply face, maybe 16, 17-year-old guy. He looks to have the big, awkward teenager bangs with the kind of bored high school picture to look. This is Jackson Arno. Currently, and it blips to an employee ID. Currently, his profession is an info data miner. And of course, she starts playing some stock footage of different companies that have data mining where it shows just like a room of 200 people plugged into VR terminals like Maestro, or actually in their cybernetics like Maestro, sitting there doing data mining constantly for hours on end. With sometimes some corporations you see have like the IV system in the table that they're sitting at, feeding them nutrients and fluids. There's nothing worse than seeing the fact that there's a bioroid changing coloscopy bags under the table. I am unsure of his current condition, but currently I received this message, and she kind of pulls up a picture that's basically the picture of Starry Night. Van Gogh's nice
Yeah,
swirly
Van
Starry
Gogh.
Night. Yep. And she basically says, I was troubled by this at first until I analyzed it further. And all of a sudden, the picture gets digitized and split into like three layers. And you see all these binary matrix like screens coming down in the picture. And concealed within it was a plea for assistance. And, all these kind of mash on the screen to a bunch of binary words that then get translated into, actual English. And, my name is Jackson Arno. I'm an data miner at Voss Corporation. I need your help. Everyone here needs your help. I've been told if you're in trouble, you're someone to reach out to. And it basically gives his datapad contact number.
Did you say Boss, Boss Corp?
Voss, Voz.
Oh, Voz. So
And
is that it?
conveniently,
Nothing more
as
specific?
that message comes through, it kind of, the hollow screen pops over to Voss Corporation's building, and you see like a little ping of this guy right here. Kiris believes that that was him the last time his pad was connected to the network. And it
Okay.
shows a date stamp of about a week ago.
Ooh.
But the message was sent yesterday.
Okay. Okay.
And this dweeb chained to a computer can afford your rates?
And she gives this little whimsical laugh at that. And she says, you know as well as everyone else that works with us, financial compensation is not the only way that we get compensated. Sometimes we do it just for the greater good.
The greater good. Yeah, I know. Okay.
I like how he mocks the greater good.
Okay. So is that all we have? Go on.
Currently, I'm seeking to translate more from different images that have been received since then, and she shows a couple art pieces from different Renaissance artists. But you notice that when she does the same kind of extrapolation, there seems to be like big holes missing where message pieces would have been,
Hmm.
as it seems like she's having some kind of difficulty breaking down, or someone caught on to it and is snipping out the message.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
And
So, but
On the
I'm
plus side, included in the message, and she kind of like blips, to the extrapolation after the message. There's like 4 PDFs hidden into it, and it's basically an itinerary for this week and next week of visiting businesses, waste management, that type of situation of coming and goings on the property, as well as the access codes, the temporary, I should say, access codes they're being given. It's almost like someone data mined into it.
and I'm sure you have a file on this Voz Corporation that you can provide for us to give us some background info.
Of course, they are a known data mining organization that have ties to the American military, and of course, you see some old footage, during the war and stuff. Of this data mining corporation, and you totally get the feels that this is one of those really cheap, made for your corporation propaganda videos. But then she pops up this like montage of senators shaking hands with Carmen Voss, the CEO of the corporation. Very slick. She's a smart dresser, seems to have legs that go for days. And she
Looks
shows them
like
in every picture you can see when they show that classic CEO picture at their desk. She always to make sure to have the type of style desk that when they take the picture, either her knee is showing above the desk or her gorgeous legs underneath the desk. And not just
Well,
sitting normal, but sitting, cocked.
well, we know Dante's
Language.
in.
Phrasing.
As in tilted. She does have
So how
no.
do we know this isn't a trap?
As you just can hear this digital stall, the hiss of the speakers. This possibly could be a trap.
Trap for who? A trap for us? And if so, why would they bother? We haven't had any connection to them in the past, have we?
No, unfortunately, I'm not exactly sure how he was provided our contact information unless he found it through his own investigations on different data sites.
Not us as in the team, us as in the organization.
Heroes Foundation, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Does Karis have any connection to Voss?
No, we have no connection to Voss Corporation. None of their subsidiaries or the corporation itself have any connection outside their own organization. They seem to be very tight-lipped about what they do and how they do it.
Do
So
her politicians overlap with your politicians?
And she kind of pauses on the screen. You can tell she's contemplating, and if she's VR, she must have hit the pause button. You think? If she's sitting at a VR station, as she says, I don't know what you mean, but the politicians that we are connected with are usually in a humanitarian sort of way.
So, are there corporations that would like this organization to no longer exist?
That would be a strong affirmative. Here's
Okay, so if I
Foundation.
was one of these corporations, I would go to a non affiliated, possibly data mining organization and possibly create a story that would be too good to ignore.
That is a very likely case in some scenarios. If an organization was informed enough, as well as powerful enough to have the financial backing, they could do such a thing. But you do know that we we tend to err on the side of humanity and caring and hope.
Which is why they all hate you.
Ooh.
What's got your hackles up about this, lady?
I worry about some of this corporation's means of what they do to get information.
No,
In the
I mean
past,
what's got
I,
our newbies hackles up about this?
it smells like a trap. That's what these corporations do. They take the people that are trying to do good and then they put them in situations where it looks like they're doing bad, and then they publicize it, and then they're gone.
Well, I give a nice flashy grin, and it's like, well, only one way to find out.
as Kiris pops in and she's like, that is a very strong and very safe assessment. As all of a sudden, like 30 examples in the last 10 years pop across the screen of basically slander jobs that totally look like the big company destroyed somebody just to get them out of the way or because they were trying to whistleblow on them. And of course, the admittance of truth is always on page 14 of the last section of the video newspaper, and never witnessed online.
Well, you wouldn't be contacting us if you wanted us to ignore this.
I would like you to do what you do best, and that is why you are our feet on the ground, so to speak.
Right. So that was the last place his pad was pinged. Do we have a last known address?
Unfortunately, and she kind of shows the facility again, and she puts like a little satellite overlay, which thankfully you really like the fact that you have a satellite overlay of the facility. But when she shows you the facility, you can see that this section is basically like dorms. and they have on-site living, which is not strange for corporations. A lot of corporations do that because then it gives them more power as a corporation. Because of course this is the cyberpunk future where work laws are pretty loosey goosey, and there's nothing worse than your corporation selling you your food and putting your rent in your paycheck.
There was an old Earth song from the 19th century.
Dun 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 dun.
Yep.
Any known acquaintances? This guy. I mean, you said he's a high schooler. Does he physically attend high school anywhere?
Currently, he is 23 and has successfully graduated high school. For some reason, he has a very small social presence, and she shows a bunch of different social media sites where only thing you see of a picture is like a digitaled up picture of him. He seems to be very, with the exception of his school ID and his employee ID that was taken when he first started the job 2 years ago, there's no actual picture of his face.
That's not suspicious.
I
He
mean,
doesn't have a driver's license or a draft
he does
registration.
not. He was recruited right out of high school from one of the job recruitments from the job fairs. And who needs a driver's license when you can live on corporation property and live where you work?
Yeah, that's the life.
Live and enjoy everything you need to within a 2 mile area. Don't worry, if you need it, it can be delivered to your door.
How accessible is their campus? Is it all locked down real tight, or is there
Uh,
some degree to which people can come and go?
From the picture she pulled up of the building, it seems like delivery drivers can come and go fairly easy. If somebody wanted to try to like sneak on, they probably could. It doesn't seem to be that there doesn't seem to be a heavy visual presence of security. But you can clearly see in some of the stock video that she's pulled off of like vehicle, dash cams, things like that. The gates do have 2 to 4 security guards on duty. You do see they've got some good defenses on the road. Like if somebody was attacking, they can push a button and pylons pop up to stop the car.
Does,
You've seen practice runs of their security measures and stuff where like somebody was for lulls recording on their pad when they were popping these things off and playing with them.
does it have a food truck courtyard?
It does have an eating area indoors. Employees are allowed to take their breaks outdoors if they'd like, according to the public pamphlets that basically the screen pops up showing this job fair pamphlet of how great it is to work here and all the amenities.
I see. So publicly they can take breaks. As far as the public knows, they can take outdoor breaks.
Mm-hmm. And free on site housing with little asterisks saying, pay scales will be deducted, including living expenses as well as extra expenditures, which totally reads the yes, you owe your soul to the company toll.
So you said we have an itinerary and passwords for the next week.
You have, and yeah, he managed to encrypt and hide in the message that he sent out the message for like the laundry service, the food services that come by. The think of it as like the equivalent of the drone that would drop off the Amazon deliveries with the security code for it to be able to come on property.
I've heard those things are real dangerous. That
Tech,
was a joke, Jim.
technology can be only as dangerous as the people using it.
It could, like, break your leg or something.
Yuck, yuck, yuck. Yes, last night's game, somebody ran across the street and got hit by a delivery drone.
Oh
Oh,
goodness.
There's nothing worse than when they make an athletics roll to chase some punks and they roll a despair.
Oh gosh.
Look both ways before you cross the street, they say. They say it for a reason.
yeah, but if you live in the company, you never have to cross the street. So
See? See why it's safer not to have a license?
Yeah.
So,
So what is it you're at? Is this just a simple extraction, or is it more like our last job?
I'm unsure exactly what the situation may entitle, but I am curious about what data that they are currently mining and for who they're mining this information. Whether it be for government contracts that are non-publicized, or if this is merely a R&D think tank that Google's, and she pops up the old Google articles from back in the day when Google changed from being a simple company to the data miner of the internet, and they were forced to be shut down by the government and broke up into 14 different corporations. I would
So
like you, and of course, the desk opens up and this little platform, this little, like, food caddy platform pops up, and there's a data stick. Basically, it's a USB cord with a teeny tiny antenna. As you guys probably look at it, and you kind of know what it is. It's basically a remote access server. And then you're kind of like, Maestro would know what to do with this.
I know
well,
what
I
to
sure
do with
don't.
it. Yes, you do. You plant it and let Maestro do the rest.
Mm,
As
yeah.
as you guys say that, and she goes, "Correct. We will endeavor to locate Maestro, and if you can attach this to one of the systems hardwired into their network, it'll allow us access to see purely for legal reasons what it is that they're researching. The information will be deleted within 24 hours of capture, but it will allow us to find out what exactly they're looking into, as well as to have some remote access to their facility."
All right.
Okay, I've got a plan.
Well, what's your plan?
Dun,
We
dun, dun,
need
dun.
we need you, Dante, to meet the CEO at one of the parties and sweet talk her to get an in, and then we can use that to gain access to the corporation and move forward.
Ooh.
Okay. Um, Parties. Any sort of stuff coming up on that itinerary that we could crash a party or something?
As Kira's kind of like looks kind of interested about the parties, a social interaction. And she looks right over at you, and she says, "Darwin, how how amazingly insightful of you. I didn't think of it in that approach." And she basically cocks her head for a second, and a couple public events pop up, and there's basically, she selects like the most likely two, and then there's a Wayland Corporation's got a little public mixer going on for Wayland Tech, going on, that she will be publicly attending,
Mm-hmm.
as well as there is a NSB, the news station's event coming up. There's basically one of the CEOs is having a birthday party, and it's very public. The usual, anybody who's got any letters after their name for a corporation got an invite, and anybody who has any social media presence as a reporter of any kind has an invite to it.
Ho. Okie doke. Are either of these on the Vaz Corp property, or are they at the various other ones?
They're at the other corporation's locations.
Okay, so this would just go to meet and greet and see if we can establish some sort of preliminary relationship. Is that what you had in mind, Darwin?
And then you drop by her office for coffee or something.
Roger, Roger. Okay,
Coffee and
so
quotes.
As Dante's
does that
like,
mean
"Work it, pretty boy."
does that mean we have to contact that harpy Jessica Montoya again?
Doesn't have to.
Is there any way you can arrange for us to get invitations?
As she kind of tilts her head and says, "Just one moment. Please feel free to peruse the files while I see." and she kind of walks out but leaves the files up on the little holographic display so you can touch and move them around.
Well, I'm not good at this sort of stuff, but I'll see if there's anything that catches my eye as I kind of skim through it a little bit.
I'm gonna look over his shoulder and every now and say, "Wait, go back."
And as you're flipping through the pages of information, you do see one page pops up that the current CEO in her early career days was, known for using quotes from Sun Tzu as well as comments about how knowledge is power. Knowledge is power.
That makes sense given
From looking at publicity and media hats and whatever this timeline's TMZ is.
Okay.
Can we get an idea of the type that she falls for?
Yeah, that's what I was actually thinking. What are her what's her personal agenda look like?
I'm liking this. So go ahead and give me either a perception or a vigilance, as you can easily pull her up on the search, basic search engines, and see what she's done for quite a while.
Well, I've got a perception of a yellow and 2 greens. Anybody any better than me at that?
I've got a yellow and 1 green. Can we help?
Yeah, you can add a blue if nobody's
Yeah.
got something better.
I don't have better, but I'd love to help by looking over your shoulder and saying, "Oh wait, go back."
An extra pair of eyes never hurts. So I've got a.
Oh, can I throw up a story point for this?
Once I put them in there, sure. I just
Yeah,
realized
so
they weren't there. I'm like, 5 GM ones. Ooh, that's not nice. You should see it correct as 3 and 1.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I will do that, and then so I'll take the upgrade, and if nobody has either another green one or another yellow one, I'll take that blue for assist.
Okay, I've got the blue in there for you.
Let me just make sure I don't have any talents that could possibly help. I don't think I do. Nope, I think that's it. Okay. Ready?
And don't forget to click that story point for me. Ooh.
Oh, right.
What's with those 3 threats? What happened there?
I don't know what happened there.
We're going to find out, that's for sure. So, one thing you notice with your perception when you guys were looking at videos with her at public events, she does have a type. And it wasn't until Darwin snaps his finger and kind of like takes the keyboard and kind of grognards the keyboard to pop up some other stuff that you realize what exactly her type is. And it's really weird. But until, Dante pointed it out, does it all snap into place? That her type seems to be whatever's considered the hot movie star of the year. That's the kind of guy she seems to be into. So the person is not an actual movie star, but it's a good-looking male representation of whoever the hot new movie star is of that year.
All right. Well.
So she seems to have a type of she goes for whatever's hot right now. It's almost like when you pull up that list of man of the year, whoever the man of the year is, that's the guy she's going after.
All right.
Trendy
Well,
eye candy.
I'm gonna start scanning the headlines in the celebrity column.
And she never has the same guy more than 3 events in a row.
Well, I got 3 shots at it.
Well, or that's what she likes to be seen with, but what she cares about is she keeps private.
Well, it's a start.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? Get your first mod. Look like a movie star. I love it.
Well, I'm gonna look through, see if there's any like movie stars that kind of like, you know, are kind of similar at least to my own appearance.
Okay, so you're gonna do a quick Google to find out who's the hot guy this year.
Yeah, or at least maybe like a top 10 list or something.
Okay. So you pull up the top 10 list, and of course the prototypical pop-ups start coming up, and it's like, do you want to look like so and so? Come to the the Mystique Boutique to get yourself made up to look like somebody, or your high school photos or your wedding pictures, and it shows like party themes, Halloween themes to get looked up like your favorite movie star.
Um, while he's
Mm-hmm.
looking up that,
Oh, I have another really good idea for this actually.
while he's looking up that, can I look up um, celebrity look-alike escort services?
Ooh, you totally find a couple of those. There's two or three that are like totally willing to have actors get, reconstructive surgery to look like your client if you pay enough.
And I'm wondering if maybe she might get her companions from something like that. If there's something high-end that she might.
Well, that's possible. Or if we kind of dump it into her lap, she may not need a escort.
It's true.
Plus, somebody with her level of power can probably kind of get who they want
Or
if
build
she
who they
has a
want.
social life. Or build. Speak for yourself, sir. I'm all natural.
For
Thankfully,
now.
from what you see of her resident boy toys, none of them seem to have the telltale barcode of a clone.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, not that you couldn't afford to have one made without a barcode, because you can always do custom jobs.
Yeah,
But of
the
course,
mileage. You
legally,
wouldn't
they're
throw it away.
supposed to be tagged.
And not only that, but if you're making custom, you wouldn't be getting rid of them every 3 events.
This is true.
Okay, so I guess the question is like, is my appearance at least kind of sort of fit the bill with what's hot this year?
You
Or would
could
it take a little
kind of
tweaking?
pull it off with the action guy of this year, the young Brad Pitt, the pre Angelina Jolie Brad Pitt.
Oh, okay. I'm a kung fu buff. I
But
could pull off the action thing.
as that pop up comes up, you're totally thinking, yeah, they could do a little temporary face sculpting. Could totally make you the part 100% if you wanted.
Well,
Do
what
it.
is it? Is it just
Do
like,
it.
is it like genetic mod? Is it G modding or is it?
Well, there's like a little on the little flyer that pops out. There's temporary changing, which is where they put an injection in that can kind of change the shape of cartilage and fat tissue and muscle tissue. Or there's the actual physical facelifts, where they change you permanently. Or there is the G mod that if you have somebody that's willing to donate genes, you can be made to look like that person.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. Hold on.
Superstar hair goes for a lot on the dark network.
So here's kind of what I'm thinking. I may not look the exact part, but if I showed up with the right person, that could definitely grab her attention. Like I have a friend who's a high level executive at a major corporation. If I showed up, that would probably gather some attention. Her whole knowledge is power thing.
Mm-hmm. If nothing else, it could be to seduce a new client.
So I'll excuse my. So what do you guys think of that sort of thing? If I showed up with somebody who could potentially like give her another reason to come talk other than just the appearance.
You know, if you're not confident in your pickup skills and need a wingman, by all means, do
I'm
what it
just hedging
takes.
the bets. I'm just hedging the bets here.
Does she strike me as the type of woman that would mix business with pleasure?
um, from all public appearance, yes. As you see, she is more than willing to get on social media of other people to be all hobnobby, but only the most tasteful of pictures. She doesn't have a single negative social media post out there with her in the picture. Almost conspicuously so.
Wait, not even about her, like some um bitter ex-employee or something
Nope.
saying,
There's
She's
no
the
negative.
head of a data mining organization.
There is no negative Yelp reviews of her at all.
wow, she has some influence. And she cares a lot about image.
And when you're looking through the photos with the date stamps, she's been 30 for quite a while.
I'm sorry, did you tell us her name?
Sorry,
Carmen.
it's Carmen Voss.
You did tell us. I
Yeah.
just, it was off the screen. Thank you. I remember now.
So let's see. She mixes business with pleasure. Knowledge is power, and she likes hunky action stars.
Well, it doesn't quite have to be hunky, just, healthy.
Well, I'm healthy.
Your parkour skills get you in that category.
Yeah, I'm a parkour and kung fu guy.
what's
Did
your What's your presence?
Three. I got threes in strength, agility, presence, and cunning.
wow.
He's an all around above average. Just remember, 2 is average.
Um, did did she build this company from scratch? Did she inherit it?
She was elected CEO. It's a private corporation, so you don't know who the board of directors is. Some bullshit corporation law stuff. But she was elected CEO of this corporation about 20 years ago.
But
And
her name is
oddly enough,
Voss. And,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, you know how the companies like to restructure their name and stuff and reinvent themselves image wise.
but you were oddly enoughing us.
But oddly enough, she looks about 30 for the last 20 years. She may have had some work done.
Ew, how shocking.
Don't judge till you've tried it.
Well, that's exactly what we're.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
No,
And
I meant
yes,
modding, not.
yes, he went there. He's like, I don't mind a tire with a few miles on it.
Hey, I just have to let her think that that's going to happen. It doesn't actually have to happen.
It's so cute. He thinks she doesn't have a choice.
we gotta, make it irresistible. They like, they dig the confidence thing.
His charm works on everyone. I've never seen a woman not fall for
I mean, that one time he shoved that woman out of the car.
him.
She fell right for him, right there. Okay, so what are you guys planning as all of a sudden the screen flickers back on and Curious pops on saying, in fact, I was able to get you tickets to the event happening at the V Network. And of course, little hologram of three little floaty tickets, come popping up, and it's conveniently got your names on them.
Ah,
Wow.
And yes, it's whatever names you use for as employees of the Cures Foundation. As of course your company's public persona is public philanthropicness.
so okay, so we've got badges for us. Now here's kind of what I was thinking. If we also showed up with somebody, who's definitely got some clout, just as just to maybe draw the attention in the first place. Do you guys think that that's something we might want to try?
See how he's angling you guys to say yes, he can bring someone on his date.
I mean,
No, just
again,
asking if you guys will think that's helpful.
it. I think it might be helpful, yeah, because it'll give you another point of attraction as a business target. Because then, even if she isn't impressed by you, she'll pretend to be because she wants to think that she wants you to think she's falling for you so that she can steal all your money.
That's what I was thinking.
How difficult would it be for you to appear to be somebody important in the Voss Corporation, or in the our corporation,
Cures Foundation?
Kira's Foundation?
Remember, foundations are good, they're philanthropic.
Yeah,
Corporations
They're
are
always good
bad.
publicity. They're always good publicity.
I mean, if your friend is as important as you say it is, wouldn't he already have a ticket?
she might. She probably could get one. So I'll excuse myself for a brief second to make a phone call.
Well,
Okay.
she's doing that. Can I ask real quick on this party for the newspaper guy? Is what's her name? Jessica, the reporter that we have a bad relationship with going on the guest list.
Just one moment, and you see, her screen kind of pauses as she's obviously, and you hear that typewriter click sound that almost sounds canned, you know, the one that computers sometimes will make, as she says, yes, actually, she is on the guest list.
Okay, so that is one thing we've got to be aware of, and well, hopefully she'll want to avoid us as much as we want to avoid her.
And at that moment, we screen swipe to the private office where you can have a nice private phone conversation without your colleagues overhearing you. And who are you
So
calling up?
I'm calling my contact at Jinteki, Suki Yamashiro, because
Oh,
I've got that feat that lets me get a small favor.
even though you almost burned them last time.
Well, that wasn't my fault.
As of course you get the synth receptionist voice, wanting to know who's calling, what is the need of the service and or assistance you're needing at this time, and how may we help you with the fakest fake voiced ever.
Well, I will say that
Doo-doo.
it's Dante, a friend of Suki, and wondering if she'd like to attend a social event with me.
Just one moment while we connect you. And just know that your time is important to us. As
Oh, I know.
you hear this very pleasant, please select from one of the following choices of hold music. Yes, in the future they will give you a choice of music and volume. As you have a very brief wait, as obviously you can tell she's either bored right now or she's in a hurry to speak with you. One or the other. Both are good. As she jumps on the line immediately and she greets you in the usual, pleasant greeting. So, what can I do for you? And what is this I
Suki,
hear
my
about?
dear,
A payback dinner finally?
Well, it can be a, a little bit of both, or it could be one of them. You get to decide here. But we, I've got a work event to attend, but I was calling to see if you would care to accompany me.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Do I have to buy tickets? As she gives you this
Well, I
mocking
figured.
smile, like you're inviting her to the policeman's ball or something.
No, I assume somebody of your stature can definitely get yourself in wherever you want to go.
And she just like steeples her fingers there and smiles at you, like, "Oh, you're laying it on thick. I like this. This is gonna be good."
Really, it's just it's a dinner. It's my interest in this particular event is to um, make a contact, nothing more. And I thought that you would be a lovely addition to my entourage.
As she's just like, "So I'm just part of the entourage. Is it one of those kind of evenings?"
Not
And she
exactly.
gives you this real cute, flirty smile.
My two of my associates will be attending as well, but obviously they're not going to be my date.
As she just gives you the look and says, "So is this a work thing or a fun thing?"
Can't it be both?
Ooh. Do me a favor. Give me a charm roll real quick. I just want to see how well you're putting on the gifts that you got.
I'm going to flip that, and then I'm going to use ready for anything and take it right back.
Okay, I got it
I
in there
love that.
for you.
It's fun.
Oh,
Okay,
and
charm
I'm gonna
factor.
add. Don't really. I'm adding a blue because she is a friend, and
Charm
she's gonna
factor.
do it anyway. But I'm just wanting to see
How friendly she's going to be
how
while doing it.
friendly she's gonna be. Yeah, whether she sees this as a work or a pleasure thing.
All right. Well, cross the fingers. Eh,
Okay. As
she's
she
tough cookie.
she kind of gives you the whole like serious look and plays off the whole, our relationship has never been just about work. And she's giving you the like across the board table look where you're starting to sweat for like half a second. Then she just totally breaks her character that she's got going on. And she says, all you have to do is call me and I'll say yes.
Well, why do you
Especially,
think I'm on the line?
especially since I have a feeling I'm the first call you made.
You're the only call I made.
Ooh, she kind of blushes. And she's just like, go ahead and send the details to my assistant and send me a picture of what you were wearing so I can match.
As soon as as soon as I figure out, I will let you know. As for the details, I can send out over right now.
Okay. You give the quick keystrokes, and she just kind of like looks and goes, "Swanky, very
Oh, and
schway."
one other thing. I know that last time uh, there was a little bit of snafu with the person I asked you to look into. Um, if there's any fallout from that to this point, I probably can help that smooth over as well if there's anything lingering from it.
And she just gives you this very very dry, wicked cat like smile, and she says, "Oh, don't worry. You're gonna be getting paid back for any whipping I took for that." And the way
I
she
had
says
no
that,
doubt you were going to say that.
you could practically hear the in the background as you're like, "Uh oh, I may need a day off after that date." As of course,
Oh, jeez.
As you know, she basically tells you, "Okay, I've got myself on the invite list, so no need to worry about getting a ticket for me.
Lovely, lovely. I knew you could handle something so easy.
I'll just make you pay for it in different ways."
Undoubtedly.
As you hear the conversation outside the office, kind of quiets down, and she's like, "So I have plans to make, and do send me what you're going to wear. Don't flake out like last time.
Well, I
I don't want to be
didn't.
overdressed under your arm."
Well, I'll try to live up to it.
And of course, you're getting a flashback to the trendy, trashy club that you went to that she was dressed up for work. Flashback from years ago. You have a weird
Cringe.
friendship, but it works.
Cringe. Okay, you'll hear from me soon.
Okay, so flashback to the holographic display there. You guys have finished your conversation. He kind of comes out sheepishly pulling on his collar there from the conversation.
And yeah, okay. It's a go. I'll talk to Kara. Says like, is there any way you can set me up at New Angeles version of Armani or something for for a
as
write off?
as she kind of like momentarily pauses, and she's just like, "I'm assuming we can establish some store credit under the foundation's expense, of course. However, this time please make sure that any outfits purchased last more than one mission."
Well, as long as people don't shoot at me, that should be all right.
Very well. And she basically spits out a
I'll
number
promise to duck this time.
a number account that basically, so all the trendy members just give the number accounts, so that way you have a black card, basically unlimited credit.
I promise not to abuse it too much.
Much.
As all of a sudden there's a sense of doubt in the room as they're like, "We want suits at Armani too."
I mean, we are attending the party.
Don't worry, guys. I'll make sure I get you guys something from the little boy and little girl section.
Okay, so basically, Curious wants to be, kept abreast of what's going on, and good luck. Don't forget to take the data stick.
Got it. So
What?
the data stick that we gotta somehow get into the hardwire.
Plug into something on site.
I
So
totally forgot
yes.
about that while we were planning your love life.
Well, I mean, that is the more interesting of the things. And for the record, I am not actually trying to pick up this Voz chick. Well, the point of this exercise is to be interesting enough that we can get some sort of, meeting or thing with her later.
How is it you always tell us you're not trying to pick the women up and you always end up sleeping with them?
Not always.
I've only been on one mission and she hated you.
Well, not the other one.
See, she's right. Not always.
As there's an uncomfortable moment of silence with the new gal at the office.
So I'm like, okay, well, now that we're done mocking me a little bit, how about we go shopping?
Let's spend someone else's money.
The best
Okay,
time.
so my first question is, what's the security details allowed?
Now, who are you asking this of?
Who gave us the tickets?
Oh, Kiris.
Cheers.
So before she wonks out, you're wanting to know about the security details.
What as the security person for this very important person over here? What am I allowed to bring in?
You would be not allowed to bring in any non-lethal personal security device, basically stun guns. Thankfully, there's some great innovations in modern-day stun weaponry.
I have got to get myself a stun gun.
If you guys need to borrow some palm stunners, I can hold up both hands.
Okay,
I can lend you some.
that means how hard would it be to conceal the monoblade?
You could really easily conceal the monoblade.
You remember that whole thing when we tried to conceal weapons last time? How well that went?
I mean, on the plus side, the security here will probably not be that extreme, as the fangs are a great addition. Because who doesn't want those as going through their cool kid phase?
Exactly. Well, and they're useful too. So
I mean, he
This
can
case.
open beer bottles with them.
or rip off your face.
And Dante takes a half step backwards. And then another one.
One for safety, one for comfort. Those teeth will kill.
I mean, what I do on weekends is my own business.
As long as it's consensual and they like the biting, that's all that matters.
And they pay for it.
I didn't ask.
Okay, so what's your guys' plan?
We gotta go. How many days until this thing?
The event is happening in 2 days.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah, let's go shopping.
Um,
Okay, so you're heading out to get some nice looking duds. Okay, so you guys get in the car, head on out there to the nicer part of town. As I just
Okay.
realized you guys were on this map. I put you back over here. I forgot I did. Okay, so you guys go over there, get to go to a nice tailor that's recommended. You conveniently have an appointment set for you, which is really nice. And of course, they're interested in what type of style you would like. And of course, there's some nice imported alcohols ready and available for you to drink while waiting. It's the whole boutique experience.
Yes, lovely.
Definitely make use of that portion of the service.
I'm gonna kind of look at like what the action stars are wearing on the red carpet these days and try to get something like that.
Okay, you see, it's a very classic look. It's that almost Asian inspired suit look, where it's got the popped collar. That's that beautiful mix of East and West suit. That's the current
Sure.
style, with usually a heavy looking but very breathable fabric.
Yeah, perfect.
As the tailor bot next to the tailor, as he's spitting out measurements, and they're already cutting cloth and measuring. As he asks your input, do you want to look slim? Do you want to look muscular? What attributes would you like us to emphasize in this suit?
Kind of somewhere in between.
Very well.
Like
The
picture a kung fu movie superstar.
the young businessman's look, as he kind of smiles and looks back at the droid that's taking the measurements from him. as they kind of like, it holds its hand out and a little hologram of you in this suit starts to pop up, and he's seeing what your reaction is to it. Do you wish to appear taller or shorter or?
I like my height the way it is.
Excellent. He kind of waves his finger, and you see the cut line of the coat goes back to like mid waist, the average spot. And what of your friends, your thirsty friends? As he looks over at Darwin.
um, I assume if you guys are my security attaché, you're going to be matching, yeah?
Is there anything you got that's armored and still corporate?
And he basically turns around, whispers into his droid, and the droid kind of like nods back, and he's like, ah, the everyman's corporate attire. And he kind of like, gestures to the droid, and the droid hits a button on her forearm, and some of the panels like pull out and slide to the side and then flip open, and you see there's some standard looking business suits, your typical black suit, white shirt, black tie. But as he comes over and points out, he basically says ballistic armor, and kind of pulls the fabric out and shows that on the inner lining there's some armor weave to it.
Oh, that reminds me, actually. I do already have concealed armor. Is that the kind of thing that could be worn with this? Or would I need to get that specifically tailored into what I'm doing now?
That would be tailored into this.
Okay, well, yeah, I might want a little bit of, well, you know what, I don't know. Hopefully we're not going to be getting into a firefight, but you never know. Why not?
Don't worry, we will totally jump in front of all your bullets.
I just get the concealed kind of, the concealed stuff you can't notice as much,
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what you're seeing on the display here that's being offered is it's not bulky looking like it's armored. It looks like it's a regular suit that just happens to have some ballistic weave in it. Totally think John Wick.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
As he gives you this look of like, in this day and age, the modern businessman is expected to have certain tastes. And it's completely appropriate in the office. I mean, one never knows in this day and age when a stray delivery drone may hit a building, or when some terrorist may try to take you right off the street corner.
Yeah, it happens almost every day in my line of work.
Exactly. I mean, you would be amazed how many times my assistant here has had to put sewing needles into assailants because they came in. I mean, I can tell you for a fact, and he kind of pats the nice tailor's apron he's got on, that this is one of the first things that I fabricated with ballistic weave in this facility.
That's interesting.
And he kind of flips it over to show you that it's got the hidden ballistic weave, and there happens to be a blade in the inside. Who knew a tailor might be good with knives?
Well, shears maybe.
What are shears but two knives side by side?
So when they give the little display of what it's going to end up looking like, I'll send that to Suki and ask acceptable.
Now, what color are you choosing?
He's
making it from scratch. You have options.
I just assume black, basic black.
Basic black. It's timeless. Okay.
But I'll also add that to Suki. I'll send the little display with a sound. Look good? Question mark black. What do you think?
As she gets the reply of the drool picture emoji comes back, and she's just like, "Did you get a pay raise recently?"
I'm gonna type. Wouldn't you like to know? With a winky face.
To which you get the dry reply of, "Remember, you still owe me a dinner."
Haven't forgotten.
Now she's gonna want to go to a fancier place.
If you can afford that suit, she can afford to be given dinner with you in that suit in a nice place.
Yeah, as long as this tab's still good.
Oh no, this account is just with this location.
You know, do they serve dinner?
If they did, you probably wouldn't want it.
That's all right.
The droid probably makes a really mean tuna fish sandwich for the tailor.
Then
Pass.
Gotta keep the old boy working. Okay, so you guys basically get the basic black corporate security suits.
Yeah, I want it to kind of look like Thug makes good. The kind of suit that looks like there's got to be weapons concealed somewhere, even though you can't tell where.
It's got that extra level of bulk that adds to your already impressive bulk.
Yeah, just to be a little bit more. Don't mess with us.
Okay.
Gotta get you some Ray-Bans
prefer
too.
I prefer mine to look more corporate and deadly.
So the nice slimming look.
Yeah.
You look and you can swear the person is either a shark or a panther. You can't tell, but you know it's a predator.
Right.
Okay. And he does ask if you're needing concealed carry pockets or slots, as the case
Oh,
may be.
definitely.
Yes.
And the tailor gladly asks if you would please put what weapons you're seeking to be holstered on the table over there, so my assistant can scan them for their measurements.
Why, you guys actually brought those in with you?
Don't leave home without it.
Ugh, I can't stand guns.
I agree. Guns are very, very vulgar, loud, noisy.
I pull out my
Blades.
gold-plated laser pistol and slam it on the table.
As you do, you see him kind of make this old man snort. That it's like half giggle, half snort when he sees this big, thuggish, gold-plated gun. You know, it's he sees it as more of an amusing piece and not a sexy street piece.
It's a conversation starter.
I am not
And ender
compensating.
for anything.
And the bot comes over there and scans the weapons, and basically he's asking you, do you want chest holster, waistline holster, left or right draw? It's kind of impressive when he starts popping out with all this weapons drawing talk. When you're just like, oh wow, he's not just a tailor. He's talking about weapons and how to use them. Concealed thigh holster.
Like waistline left draw.
Okay, and he basically nods, and you can see that a little hollow pops up on what the holster will look like, and the droid basically says it'll take exactly 42 minutes to manufacture in that style. And they look over at you and say, "What weapon would you like?" And I'm assuming you put your monoblade on the table.
I put my monoblade on the table, and I also asked him, "Would you be able to make gloves that would double for like brass knuckles or something equivalent?"
Oh yes, of course. The standard sap glove. Would you like that in a driver's style or a butler style? And of course, you know, she kind of taps her forearm. The droid does, and you see this like drawer open, and there's like different types of dapper hats and a bunch of different types of gloves that just have a hint of bulk on the knuckles, you know, and they're totally sap gloves that have the hidden pouch of denser material where they need it in the rigid spots.
Um, which goes with the outfit better? Probably the driver.
And allow me to see your hands for one moment.
I put them out, spread the
And
fingers out, like I know they're going to get 3D
mhm.
scan.
As the droid does a quick once over and just gives you this beautiful comment about how long and eloquent your finger shapes are. You know, zero G Looney. As you know, they go
Well,
over there.
they're also medical hands.
It's got those strong doctor fingers.
Uh-huh. Well, and mechanic, so they're also strong.
Yeah, but
As basically, yes, we do have that available.
Okay, and then in the next day, I'm going to be getting a Synap pistol. I don't have it on me right now. Would you be able to make a draw for that?
Are you aware of the make and model?
No, actually. Like I
Unfortunately,
said, I haven't picked it up yet.
we would need a working example to make sure that the holster is perfectly effective. We can put a generic holster in its place if you'd like.
Why
How
don't you
much?
just go on Zamazon and order one?
Yeah, can you yeah, okay, so I'll order one and give him the specifics.
Okay, once you pull it up there on Gazamazon, they pull up a holographic, because of course, we all know that at this point 3D printers would totally exist to be able to make fakes of weapons, as they pop up the fake display there. As they're like, affirmative, we can make this holster. That will add 39 minutes to the fabrication of these outfits.
wait.
And
Go ahead. Sorry.
as the tailor just nods that, yep, yep, yep. So if you come back tomorrow, we can have these done for you.
Okay, wait. While you have that up, how much is a stun gun?
If you're asking the tailor, he just gives you this non-committal
No,
face.
I was asking. Oh, what's her name? The loony new girl.
375.
375 for a stun gun.
Well, that's the Synap pistol. I think it's the best stun gun there is.
Yep, it's got the best range of them too.
You know what? Throw one on for me and throw a waist right side for that one.
Okay, and basically they kind of pop up. The time for yours will be now 1 hour and 28 minutes. And what was your number to count again? It's the droid wants to run the numbers again.
I give it to him.
Okay, very well. And the tailor's like, "Yep, yep, you heard me, Sonny. We'll get this all spick and span so you can." Was that your lady friend you were talking to there?
You could say that.
Well, if she's needing work, we do ladies attire as well, especially if she's in the business district.
I'll definitely let her know about that.
And if you're worried, we also have a few new attachments now for self-defense in case of corporate kidnapping.
Really? Do tell.
As he basically, talks about, he's got this new shock dealio that anyone, grappling you would get shocked if you have this modification done.
Anybody grappling me, I'd rather take care of myself.
And he just like pats you on the well-muscled shoulder, as you would with your muscles. I mean,
Wow,
he is
you'll
your
just
tailor.
flirt with anybody.
And no, he didn't give you the Friends tailoring. If you've ever seen that episode of Friends, you know what I'm talking about.
Being nice, being friendly is not necessarily flirting. It's okay to make friends, guys. It's okay. You can try.
As you're totally telling them that because they don't know how to smile quite yet.
I mean, I can smile. I say, showing off my face.
Try smiling mouth closed next time. That might be better for making friends. I kind of give him a pat on the back. I'm Josh, you big guy. Don't bite me.
So
So of course, as you guys are heading out of the tailor shop, you got some really nice outfits for tomorrow. You'll get them in plenty of time for the event. Is there anything you're wanting to do before the big entrance to the event?
Yeah, two things. First of all, since we have this credit card, are we limited to things specifically for this event or things that we could use in the foundation's use?
Well, the account number was specifically for that shop.
Oh, okay.
Like she trusts you guys with an unlimited credit card. That happened to the first group she used. I mean, that's something she would never make an excuse of doing twice. I mean, ever, as the case may be. Is there anything?
Because at some point I want to get a heavy restricted gun, which I'm actually able to use, but I guess not for this mission.
You can, I mean, you can purchase something on the company account as long as it's not expensive or extravagant. I mean, that totally would be a thing.
I've got an armor-piercing submachine gun I can loan you. Loan you.
You could totally go and as long as it's not something crazy expensive, totally understandable. I mean, the car needs a trunk gun at the very least, right?
So do we want to go as the armored piercing submachine gun or the combat shotgun?
Well, they both make a big mess, so that's a plus.
It comes down to, do you want to hit hard and heavy once, or do you want to go rat-a-tat-tat like it's Christmas? Ba-ra-da-dun-dun, bra-da-dun-dun.
Actually, you know something? Do I have that talent yet?
I like how he says yet.
No, I don't. Okay. So in that case, I'm gonna go with the submachine gun. I need to get that talent where extra weapons aren't extra encumbering.
Oh, that's a good point. Don't want to weigh yourself down or have to go running back to the trunk to get the gun.
Right.
Hang on, shooters.
So we'll start with the submachine gun now.
Okay. So you stop off at the Gunzo Mart because, of course, just like Toys R Us, there's a Gunzo Mart on almost every neighborhood block.
Okay. And while we're there, I'd like to get some practice in with the Synap pistol, so that way I'm more used to it and like buy a pip.
Okay. And conveniently, at every Gunzo Mart, they've got a shooting range in the inside for their clients to practice before they purchase. With many sites that say, yes, we will hand you the ammo, and yes, please try to rob us. We love free range time.
Dante refuses to go in.
Ooh.
Instead, I'm going to go arrange transportation for us.
Okay.
Wow, you're not driving?
We don't.
Oh
really
no, you're on date. I forgot.
He's gonna call Janie Cab to make sure that they can get a nice car to drive you guys to the event.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna arrange one of those while you guys are playing with your murder toys.
He'd much rather just push somebody off a building than shoot them.
Well,
no, I'm not.
It's not. In that case, it's not me that kills them. It's Paul.
Gravity's a bitch.
She is a harsh mistress.
So what kind of vehicle are you reserving for giving you guys a jaunt?
I'm kind of thinking like, considering we have a security detail, I'd be kind of like either like a sports car for Suki and I, and then followed by like an SUV for the security, or just like, an armored like limo, short limo or something. I don't know.
We're not going in two separate cars. We would
Okay,
not.
then we'll get like
Aw.
a kind of one of those like I don't know, like limo-ish type things. I don't know.
Okay, one of those stretch vehicles.
Maybe not stretch, but something high end that where two bodyguards would drive around a celebrity couple or something. I don't
Okay,
know.
perfect. So you have no problems making those reservations, especially when you throw your foundation name out.
Yeah.
They're like, yup. So they'll have the vehicle there to. Is it going to be picking up just you guys or picking up your friend along the way?
Well, as a gentleman, I'll pick Suki up as well.
Okay. So of course, you've got you got your plans. You've picked up some some weapons and weapon time. The your buddy's standing outside bored outside the gun shop because hey, personal beliefs, man. Gotta respect it.
Well, I didn't want to practice shooting. I wanted to take Dante's advice to try and make a friend. So I'm just gonna sit and talk guns with the guy behind the counter for
Aww.
while
You
during the
know
target
what?
practice.
I could totally see in this case not using charm to charm someone, but in fact using a weapon skill if you want to do shop talk with the guy.
Yes.
Give me
Yeah.
give me a weapon skill talk as you're basically talking because we've all been to a gun shop and met that kind of guy, that is more impressed about gun stuff than anything else socially going on.
So like light ranged.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay.
Okay, and immediately this guy that works like the assistant manager kind of spot at the shop, he's really impressed by the way you're handling some of the weapons you're asking to look at and judging the balance and looking at the target board and putting a laser round in just to sight the weapon and things. He's impressed by that you are the real deal. I mean, the fact that probably if not more than this guy and you've got the skills and intent to back it up. This guy just sells the stuff. He doesn't go out shooting people himself, but he's impressed by you.
Nice. Nice. Um, yeah. You know what? Maybe sometime we can go out on a. I know a guy who has a private place that we can hunt rabbits if you want to go out. You know.
And he's just like real rabbits, not those synthetic ones.
Okay. Well, we call them rabbits. They're rats, but
Oh, lower level rabbits. Wink, wink.
Exactly.
As he's just like, you know what? Leave your digits, and I'll definitely hit you up for that.
Totally. I will. Would be too much to ask for the guy's name.
The guy's name is we're gonna call him Cipher. Is the name he gives you? It's a cool
I will.
street name. Yeah, Cipher.
Yeah.
What his friends call him is Cipher.
Yeah.
His real name is Cecil on his name tag, but his friends call him Cipher. Hey, a range date is an important thing in life.
It is. You know what? I'm Dante. Here's my number. We will definitely go shooting. It'll be fun.
And he just like kind of like taps the counter, and when his coworker looks at him and says that guy's a good guy. That guy's going somewhere on the street.
And I'm going to tell my friends about your story that you guys know what you're doing and your classy
Thanks.
business.
And he's just like, and if you give him my name, and he points to his name tag, Cecil, I actually get a 2% commission on any sales. So that would be great.
Awesome. Well, in that case, let me pick up a reload for this baby, and I just kind of flash my golden plated.
And he just gives you the. That's some serious streetwear there.
You got a reload for me?
And he's like, yo, you know it. And he reaches down the counter and slaps like 3 different brands of power packs on the table, and he's just like, I wouldn't use this one. It's the most expensive, but they gild the lily on that like nobody's business. I would totally recommend." And he pulls out the middle priced one of the three. You know, it's dependable and it doesn't lose its charge over time like the other two.
You know, I actually agree with you, my friend. And I will pull out my credit stick and
Give him the nice clean 50 creds, and he will gladly
yeah,
take that. And he will thank you for your patronage. And be safe out there.
that's what we tell the other guy.
He made a credit on the commission.
Hey, every little credit helps, man. Every little credit helps.
And you would be proud of me. I made a friend.
You
Or I
made a
bought one.
friend. And he didn't have to make it out of sticks or nothing.
This time.
Hey, look, I found a bioroid and drilled its head until it became my friend.
New ones.
Okay, so we screen swipe to night of the party, right? Unless there's anything you guys want to knock out first.
Just some bookkeeping. What's what we're wearing actually called, and what's the specs on it?
Basically, it's armored clothing.
Like concealed bucky weave, that kind of thing.
Yep, concealed bucky weave.
It's one soak, one defense. Just to
Yep.
know.
And cost, you don't want to know when he got the receipt for the bill.
I'm just gonna put fancy tux.
Yep.
Fancy armored clothing.
Fancy bucky weave. With concealed holsters. And yes, since they're custom concealed holsters, they add a black dice to anyone actively trying to spot them on you. No fancy dancy countermeasures, but that's something that would have been like ridiculously expensive and taken days to take care of.
And my pistol has countermeasures.
Yes, it does.
What a good day. Wait, where'd Dante go?
Did you tell Dante about the date? Oh yeah, I'm at a cafe down the street. I'm not there.
Yeah, it was like, where did Dante go? He was just right here. First you lose Maestro, now you lose Dante. New girl.
I've been with you.
New person's job is to
Today
take.
is not my day to keep track of these people.
Until I say so, every day is your day.
Until you get someone newer than you to join the team. Your job is to keep track of these guys.
Meanwhile, I'm just kind of like 2 doors down, sipping tea, watching the entrance.
Seeing him look one way down the street, other way down the street, and he's sitting there.
In what? And you think you can give me orders? How?
Because he's not the new guy.
I do have seniority.
It's the golden rule. The man with the golden gun makes the rule.
Okay, you know what? Pull out your data pad and call him.
Did you guys step out of the
Yeah,
place
we're,
yet?
we're on
Okay.
the sidewalk, looking up and down the street.
Stepped out, looking down
Turn
the street.
your head 20 degrees to the right.
Oh wait, in that Tiea shop. I don't know what that is. That's
So yeah, I'll finish up there and then saunter over.
Okay.
And now you're giving me orders to make a phone call? You can make your own phone call.
Am I interrupting, guys?
where have you been? We've been looking for you for hours.
You know how I feel about those
He's
things.
been looking for you. I didn't care.
That much is clear.
Well, I care because you're vital for the mission, and I've known you long enough that I can call you one of my many friends, of which I made
Aw.
another one today.
Good job.
Aw.
Nice. You are, you're making progress here.
We're gonna
You're
go
good.
out shooting together.
You're a good guy. Oh, never mind. I was about to say you're a good guy, but I'm not so sure anymore.
You're
Yeah,
like,
well,
progress, progress, progress. Oh, guns. That explains it.
Well, still progress. Better than shooting. Better to shoot with the friends than at the friends.
usually, yeah, I agree.
Sometimes they just got it coming.
All right,
Anyway,
so while you guys were in there, I arranged transport. It'll swing by, pick us up. We'll go get Suki, and then head to the shindig.
so I thought that was tomorrow. I thought we had 2 days.
Well, that is tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm just telling you what the plan was. I made the arrangement.
Oh, wow. Way to be productive. Thank you.
Of course.
Look at him not wasting a second.
Well, and
As
thinking of details, I assumed you would drive.
Yeah, I don't think the company car isn't exactly glamorous.
they'll be like, "Oh, look who's slumming." Okay, so we screen swipe to tomorrow. The hopper you've rented is beautiful, black, sleek, and shiny. Got all the right lines. As it pulls up at the front of this Whalen the NSB news tower. It's got all these lights going up and down the tower. Being total asses to their neighbors, flashing these big, massive lights that you can literally see from the moon. Vehicle pulls up on the hopper platform, beautiful red carpet going to the event. You're not at the most important deck that their people are getting off of, but you're only like 3 levels down of the still important people getting dropped off at the party.
Well, I'll
Hopper,
be all gentlemanly and I'll open the door for Suki, give the arm.
as her sexy legs come out first out of the darkness because she's wearing a black slinky dress that totally complements the look and lines of yours. It looks like this totally looks like a very rich couple that went shopping together to make sure their outfits were matchy matchy, but not matchy matchy, if you know what I mean.
Lovely, my dear, lovely.
As she just gives you this cute smirky smile, and she's just like, "Only the best for you, dear darling." And she gives you this mock kiss on the cheek and looks back at your friends, knowing this is totally a work date.
I am one step behind and to the left of the couple, scanning the crowd more for intimidation than actually looking like a threat, just to know that this couple is just everyone knows this couple's protected.
Interesting. Do me a favor and roll me a coercion for intimidation or vigilance. I'll let you use either or.
I will use coercion for intimidation.
Okay, I got it in there when you're ready. Oh, is that a?
Oh, sorry.
Is that? No. It's good. I was checking
Okay.
to see if. Okay. So I was checking to see if you flipped a story point.
No, I didn't.
But
Didn't think it
yes,
was.
you come out very intimidating. So much so that you notice some of the security guys kind of take like that half step forward, and they conveniently have the corporate coats on that tells you that they're definitely work for the company because it's got the name brand of the news agency on the sleeve. And they kind of open their vests, and you see there's nice little submachine guns hiding under their coats, which is
I
impressive. They have security.
yeah, I nod and hold up my hands like I don't mean trouble, just doing the job.
And they kind of give you that nod like they're, you don't start something, there won't be something. But if you start something, we'll end something.
I'll escort Suki and then pretend like I don't notice any of it.
Okay. So you guys walk up, and of course the server droid just has you to have your tickets on your person. They're basically RF chipped kind of technology. So you just need to have the tickets on your person for you guys for it to
Nice.
know who you are and let you in. As you know, you kind of pass through, and she's got her ticket. You guys have your tickets, and she kind of the Byroid just kind of nods at you guys, looking at her pad, and seems to be like tapping things like she's important, and goes back into the background of the entranceway. As you totally know, she's just going through the motions to make guests feel important. That they're registered, because you don't want just the riffraff getting in here.
So once we get inside, I do want to give a good scan to just kind of get a sense of the room.
Okay, go ahead, and it's very bright. There's lots of motion, lots of beautiful people, lots of fancy Byroids, lots of, sexy clone escorts of the male and female varieties. Go ahead and give me your best perception check.
Well, I'll try to give you my best perception.
There is a black dice for the distractingness of things going on.
Oh dear.
Damn, but that doesn't matter to
Wow.
you.
Wow.
That's a good start.
You take in this place, and there's like the way the building is set up. It's set up in tiers, so that way the top floor, which is about 4 floors up, conveniently, only takes up about a quarter of the space, so it can look down on tier 2, 3, and 4 that you're on. You're on the bottom level. So you see they have kind of like a lily pad design, so that each level can look down on the one below it. And you kind of take in that the really ritzy people are in the very top, and then the more common people come down. But there is a nice little escalator that you can go to rise from one level to another, and people are kind of slowly meandering, socializing, talking. Lots of beautiful serving clones at this party. Serious prestige thing there. They're all wearing like toga Grecian outfits, obviously
I
some
assume,
ideas.
I assume Suki's company provided most of them.
As she totally, for that 2 threat, you take 2 strain, because she
Although,
gives you a look as she kind of squeezes your arm and says, "Yes, lovely, aren't they? They're our newest serving model." And you're staring a little too intensely with that drool on your lip. As you sense this playful jealousy as you're checking out one of the models that's very close, that the Grecian outfit she's wearing leaves nothing to the imagination.
well, I will drag my eyes away and, well, why don't we dance then? I assume there's like a dance floor or something.
Oh yeah, there's dancing space on each one of the 4 levels. But what
Okay,
would you like for that big damn triumph, by the way?
so what I would like to do is take her to dance, but I want to be able to, using this, perception, to go to the 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 spot where she and I will attract the most attention.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, so you will totally pull what I like to call the true lies maneuver.
There you go.
If you've seen the
Exactly like
movie,
that.
you know what I'm talking
I
about.
know exactly what you're talking about.
As your 2 bodyguards get treated to a bit of a performance and show, as obviously it looks like this isn't the first time that you and Suki have physically danced, shall we say. As you guys get to the nice visible spot on the dance floor and you start doing your thing. And now, are you going for the sultry, or are you going for the impressive looking dance form?
Um, kind of, kind of in between.
Okay, so like in True Lies, where it's sexy, hot, and precise in the movements and the dance.
Right.
Okay, so you guys look like a couple professional dancers out there. As the music, finishes its chord, and literally, you two get a bit of a standing ovation from people that just watch. Like, people stop dancing to make room for you guys to finish dancing.
I lean over to. I'm sorry, I still can't remember your
Driv.
first. Riz?
No,
I
no.
lean over to
DRIV. Driv.
Driv. Oh, thank you. I lean over to Driv and I say, "Kid's got moves."
Yep.
Yeah, I will put it on your character sheet. Is that correct spelling for Driv? Or close enough?
I still see Scott G on it.
This is
Oh, Uaya Driv Grow. Okay. On the if you look on the newspaper panel, it's got your name.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. I apologize sincerely.
No problem. The name's hard to pronounce. I
It,
don't
it,
know why. I don't know why James gave it to me.
that's just the random names Roll20 comes up when you make a character sheet from scratch. You totally can go in and edit that, by the way. if
No,
you
no, that's fine.
Because I don't
It
even know how to
it
pronounce
sounds
that.
loony.
It
It
sounds
does.
loony, that's true. And I like nicknames, especially ones that follow the fantasy trope of being 4 letters or less. Because
Any
that's
part
a
of who
rule.
heard your name?
Okay, so you guys, you lean over to Driv, and what do you say?
I was just like, kid's got moves. Nice.
Yep. Definitely does.
Okay, so are the two of you guys trying to blend in at the party? Keep close to him? What are you guys doing?
Keep close to him and do the very important. We know somebody's going to want to try and get them.
Okay, so you're staying ever vigilant,
Yes.
especially now that all eyes at the party are on them. Okay, so you guys, is there anything particular you're doing besides just hobnobbing at the party after your dance, episode?
well. After that, I'll say, come on, admit it. You're at least enjoying yourself a little bit. Can I get you a drink?
And she giggles and then kind of leans her arm over to the side and grabs a drink off one of the server's trays, and she says, "You know, I'm an independent woman of this century. I get my own drink."
Well, then I guess I'll just get mine then. And I'll grab one from a different server.
As you guys go and start mingling and blending with the party, I will say it's a good time to take a quick 5-minute break because the
Oh,
GM needs
thank you
something
so
to drink
much.
right now.
Roger, Roger.
All right, let's take a quick 5 minutes and we'll be right back to see what trouble you guys get into. There will be trouble.
Right on.
There
There's
will be
gotta.
trouble.
There's always trouble.
Listening to comms. Ready to rock and roll. You hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm back if you were waiting for me. Nope. Good.
I'm back.
Me too.
Alright, so can't wait to find out what kind of trouble James drums up for us next.
Oh. All I know is after the past 2 sessions, when I'm scanning the crowd, I am going to be looking specifically for snipers.
There's always a sniper.
Exactly. But yeah, it seems like things could go well or poorly.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good or bad or in between. One of 3 ways.
Such
Either
high
way.
standards.
Oh my goodness.
Hey! Look who made it.
Yeah. I've been secretly listening on comms since the middle of somewhere in the shopping session, but I was driving, so I couldn't do anything.
Ah. Cool.
Well, Dante
Up to speed.
Dante is finally embracing his role as Team Gigolo.
Apparently. Yes, I was like, okay, I don't know if I want to know why we're buying all fancy gear and clothing, but whatever.
They're
like-
Because
you
we
came in-
can.
So you said you came in right in that scene.
I came in about the point you were describing your suit clothing or suit material and crap, and kind of just wondering where all the money came from. But apparently we're rich now. We're buying guns and weapons and all kinds of stuff. So whatever.
We had a credit for that store.
Ah.
Where apparently there's some 20-year-old data miner that worked for a big Voz Corp, and he sent like a help message and disappeared, and so we know that the CEO of that company is going to be at this thing, so we're going and try to draw some attention.
Okay.
Because it's a lady CEO who seems to be using her perpetually youthful good looks, as in she's been right around 30 for the past 20 years, to get to do business. She's always photographed a little bit provocatively, and she has zero bad social media at all.
Of course.
And so ultimately, our job is to try to get into their corporate property and install a data stick into part of their hardwired system. And so, the CEO, I guess we kind of figured that we try to take that route in.
Also, in theory, rescue the kid, but the important part apparently is to plant the data chip for the greater good.
Very nice.
So yeah, the expensive clothes was all part of this this high-end party we're going to.
To which Dante brought a date.
Yeah, well, I understood that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, she's
this a new one? A new girl? Wow.
No, this is I have this is a contact, one of those favor talents. she's a contact. She's like a big wig at Jinteki.
To us, she's new.
But she
So, right.
yeah.
So this is another girl that you're like wooing.
Yep.
I get it.
Another notch on his belt.
Yep. Yeah. All these women that you keep going after, I tell ya.
As miraculously Maestro pops up on the comms after being missing for 2 days.
I thought about asking him where he'd been, but then I realized he wouldn't tell us the truth if he told us anything.
Wherever he says he's been and produces ticket stubs to, they're always fake.
Well, if Jim had responded to me, I might have remembered. I've totally spaced tonight, but he never responded to my prior message I sent him. But that's okay.
The Facebook one?
Mm-hmm.
I responded to that one.
Did you? I didn't get a response. Didn't come through for some reason. Weird.
Did you?
Weird. But yeah, I totally spaced it and then was getting ready to head home like, oh shit. So then I popped down and was listening while I was getting home.
Were we keeping you awake at least to get home?
Right?
Yeah, see, if you look at your messages, I replied, yep, game is on for tomorrow after talking about Kelly was bummed about
The box.
the Kickstarter box at the store.
Yeah. I did not get it for some reason. That's weird.
Yeah, it still tells me you haven't seen the last message I sent back at 9 o'clock either.
Yeah, no, yeah. I don't know why.
The
Damn
internet.
Facebook.
The secret
Damn
of
Meta.
the... Yeah, it's not Facebook anymore. It's Meta. It's now Meta to say Meta.
Yeah, whatever. They figure if they
That's
change
so
the name,
meta.
they figure if they'll change the name, they'll maybe not be remembered for all the bullshit they pulled.
Nah, it's merely to confuse Congress and Senate about what Facebook's really about. Hey, if you ever
Monitoring
listen
the
to that,
public?
if you ever listen to the congressional hearing when the senators were, grilling him, they have no idea how social media works. None of them from their questions.
Wow. Sure. But wouldn't surprise me either because, you did have the one senator, congressman, I forget what he was, several years ago. They were talking about moving a bunch of troops to Guam, the island of Guam, and one of I think it was a congressman, but basically made the comment that, well, we couldn't move too much there because it might capsize the island. These are the fuckers running our country.
Would you like a globe, sir? And this is why, meeting notes are the way they are. Here's the things you need to know about what they're talking about.
Yeah, gonna capsize the island. Okay.
That's how islands work. Okay.
Well, yeah, they're really just on the backs of giant turtles.
Right.
That explains so much.
Yeah. Anywho.
So, did you guys get David up to speed?
Yeah. Yeah, they're looking for a kid, party. The 10th woman or whatever that he's with now is his date.
Jealousy does not become you, my friend.
It's his date, but he's also wanting to hook up with a different woman.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, Maestro, he's worse than Captain Kirk. All right. And yeah, Maestro's like, yeah, dating, that shit's too messy. Computers are so much easier.
You can buy that total hug blanket thing and use it in different ways.
Right.
Okay, I've gotten to eat some cookie. I'm good.
Yeah, I just can't keep up with which girl he's with at any given time. So
So the question is they are dramatically coming out of the limo. Is Maestro following behind, or is Maestro just monitoring remotely? Yes,
I
there
could
are
do,
enough live feeds that you could easily monitor every square inch of this place, by the way.
which I would probably be more comfortable with that because I'm not really into the fancy scene, and then wearing fancy suit and my face all showing. Nah, I'm good. Remote monitoring and providing input.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Hoodie probably wasn't appropriate.
Go
And
figure.
luckily-
News networks got full coverage of one of their own events.
Yeah.
It's good press, no matter what happens. If a fight breaks out, it goes over to the TMZ channel.
They just flip it.
Okay, so these
That's why I
two
was listening to comms while they were getting ready.
were a super hot act on the floor with their dance. You know, they totally pulled a True Lies moment, you know, that hot, sexy dance that draws all the attention of the party goers. So, as the camera swipes back in at the party, what is it that Maestro's doing at his command center?
Probably scanning for people and faces of importance, so I could report out on that, and particularly the person, I guess, that's our mark that we're looking for.
Carmen Voss.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what perks your attention is they're like, what do you mean she runs a data mining organization? As you're just like, if only I could get 5 minutes under her files.
Right. Well, if we get the data spike.
Ah, good. You were properly briefed. See,
Yes.
just wanted to make sure you knew some keywords there. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, I was told about the data spike, which then I'm like, yep, okay, we're good.
Okay, so you're basically taking names and jotting down who's kissing who and who's whispering in whose ear.
Yep. And yeah, anybody of like importance that pops out that we were maybe expecting or something, if I see, I will whisper in the ears and point them out.
And I take it that means all three of you guys have your comms in your ears, right?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
How discreet are these earbud comms?
It's fairly common to see people wearing the Bluetooth earpieces nowadays. That's like
okay.
some people don't get out of bed until they plugged in their little Bluetooth ear comm. Yours are like just inner ear comm, so they're super discreet compared to those. So it's
Cool.
not uncommon to see people, you know, doing intimate things with ear comms on and things. Some people don't want to disconnect from the network.
What do you mean?
And then there's people
You
like
can do
Dante that
that?
are the network.
You mean Maestro?
You mean Maestro? Yeah.
Sorry, yeah,
Makes-
Maestro.
There's disconnecting from it. What?
Why would you want to disconnect willingly?
There's so much to see.
That'd be like cutting off your left arm.
Right.
There's a reason why, much like in Ghost in the Shell, there's a device they can plug into your neck jack to disconnect you forcibly and block you from the internet.
Yeah.
And sometimes being connected is not a good thing.
And actually, I would give up my left arm instead of the connection. So.
But it's okay because you can buy a new one.
Right.
More Chrome? Yes, please.
So yeah, so I'm scanning specifically, looking for like anybody that might be of key interest that pops up, or obviously, like I said, our mark.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception roll. Just to see if
Alrighty.
there's anything that pops up. I mean,
Ready?
Yep.
All right, perception.
Okay, so just a point of strain because you've got so many vid screens up in your command center. There's this blast of lights because this place is quite well lit up, just blasting your eyes, and that's the insides of your eyes, it's not as well as the screens you have up in the room. Your room is all dark. You're pulling your hoodie down to keep the light from your face.
Nice.
We've told you to practice going outside during the day.
Right now, it's the brightness of 3 suns blaring from these screens.
Oh my god, the pupils.
It's like, don't any of you believe in light filters?
We're not down one for anything, right? So I just had
Nope.
updated mine. So okay. So
Nope,
I'm
you
good.
should be all topped up, unless you had any
Okay,
crits.
so
I
no,
don't think anybody's got any crits.
I think so.
Okay, so you scan around and you notice there are quite a few. And like I was telling the guys, the way the floor plan here is divided, there's lily pad style floors. So the top floor is only like a third of the size of the rest of the floors because it looks out on the second floor, the third floor, and the fourth floor. So that way, whoever's the important people at the very tippy top can see everything happening.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then the second floor can see everything happening on the third and fourth, and so on. But the fourth floor is mostly used for dancing because that's where it's got the most real estate. And of
Okay.
course, there's cameras and camera drones and built-in cameras in the walls because this is their entertaining level all over the place. So, like I said, every square inch of this place is pretty much covered with cameras.
Nice.
Like the who's who of the city is here, the usual crowd you see, the Bruce Waynes of the town. The mayor is here on one of the lower 2 levels. She basically mingles amongst the people.
Okay.
You see a couple of plainclothes detectives dressed in their nicest, which, by the way, are nowhere near as amazing as your 3 friends' new outfits that they're wearing.
I'm just shaking my head like, oh man,
The
all
fact
that
that they
money you
bought
spent
these.
probably could have got some good chrome.
Some people would have given up their left leg for this outfit. You, of course, would have rebuilt your left leg for the price of this outfit.
Right. Right.
Or instead of this outfit.
Exactly. Okay.
Okay, and since you do know that you're keeping an eye out because you got the data dump from uh, Curious and as well as the group's update, you see that Carmen Voss is on the second level down, and she's basically hobnobbing with people. She's
Okay.
talking. You can tell she seems to be talking shop, and she occasionally will like lift her very discreet, glamorous looking pad and like swipe information to people. That beautiful pad to pad swipe that lets you instantly send information over. So
Yep.
it could be that she's networking or she's sending like her latest pictures to the Bahamas. But with the glancing shot your camera got, since you did get a success, it looks mostly like she's sending big encrypted files when you see
Oh,
her
wow.
swipe with somebody. So you get the idea she's probably doing client info dump
Okay.
while at this party.
Okay.
Is what you're getting the idea of.
I will give them the coordinates of her location. So they know where she's at the party there. And then put her on camera track.
As
Did you get
convenient.
her attention at all, or was that?
When you guys were dancing, her
Oh.
and 2 gentlemen she was talking with were definitely watching what was going on.
Good to know.
But she definitely seems to be a no nonsense businesswoman because she quickly pulled the conversation from your guys' dance to whatever she swiped over her clients. As poor Maestro's hidden sanctuary has a dog running by.
Apparently.
It's really this toy dog robot he built once upon a time and got bored with and forgot to charge up. All of a sudden, one of its capacitors flared up with some power and it goes barking across the room. So, what are you guys doing back at as the screen swipes back to the party? It's loud, it's noisy. You guys are protecting your wards.
I'm going to look around. Is there anybody that I recognize from the World's Wars?
Ooh. That's going to be a little harder since it's something specific and I like it and I want to see it succeed. So I'm not touching a
It's also
story.
a talent I have.
Oh, what talent is it?
World War vet.
And what does that talent do?
When your character, oh wait, oops, your character gets ranged. Oh, sorry, gets career skills. In addition, once per session, your character may collect a small favor from a current or former member of a single country's military. In my case, it would be Looney.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they do not owe you a favor.
Mm-hmm. So
It's
just
basically the vet version of his corporate thing.
Yep, it's basically the old war buddies. So give me a perception or vigilance to see if there's an old loony war buddy here. And then I'm going to ask you a hard question. I'm hoping you succeed. You should totally flip a story point for this. I'm just saying.
Oh, well, that's not going to be likely.
Like I said, you got a story point.
Anyone mind?
No, go for it.
Do it.
I want to see where this goes.
I mean, we all want to see where this goes. Oh, go ahead and
Oh.
click again. I did not mean to click that. I was moving my mouse and accidentally, apparently grabbed my mouse and slipped. So I've got your upgrade in there. So go ahead and roll when ready. Oh,
Wow.
as you're looking and at first you kind of think you see somebody from back in the days, and then obviously it's not, because they kind of like look at you and you look at them, and they kind of like look at you like, how dare you look at me, and you kind of like look away in a shy, awkward moment of like, sorry, I didn't mean to stare. But your scar on your cheek looks real familiar for a second until they looked back, and you're just like, awkward moment. So go ahead and take 2 strain from the I thought I knew that guy moment.
2 strain is you accidentally bump into the waiter with a bunch of glasses, so you're all like
Make a bit of a scene as some car drives by Maestro's hideout. Some hopper, real chromed out hopper, goes ripping down the street. And the mechanical dog barks at it. And you guys are like, seriously, why are we hearing dog barks and car growls on our earpieces?
You really got to get voice activation for your comms, Maestro. So while I'm playing the security guard, scanning for trouble, protecting my employer, as it were, I've learned from the past 2 missions, I'm specifically looking for snipers.
Ooh. Okay, go ahead and give me your perception roll of looking for snipers or any obvious threats from nearby.
Yes, and the obvious threats, yeah, exactly.
gets shot a couple times by snipers, and now he's all paranoid.
Guys,
Yeah.
get paranoid, my God.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
As you turn and look, and the sniper sees you too. Wow. So, wow.
That's a lot.
So you
But
were
you succeeded.
Yeah.
you're kind of like, you're looking around, you're looking out the windows for snipers at the walkways, the platforms. You're super on edge because there's lots of drones. Most of them are camera drones, but you're totally checking out to see if there could be a weaponized one, because there's a reason you're paranoid about drones now.
Oh yeah.
It's not paranoia if the drone and the sniper is out to get you. And unlike, our dear friend, Driv, you kind of get focused in the far away things as you're kind of like looking around. And all of a sudden, a slightly inebriated guest at the party, maybe she's totally one of those Gmod fangirls. This like, she looks 30 something, which means she could be 30 to 50, you never know. She kind of like, as you're looking out for at the distance for sniper, she kind of like comes up and puts one arm around you in a really uncomfortable way that you kind of naturally just shirk back, because it feels like somebody's, trying to tackle you from behind. And when you do, your golden gun comes flicking out of its holster, because she kind of tries to squeeze the goods And then she goes, "What's this?" In this like drunken slur, she kind of like spittles in the back of your neck, and you're just like, ugh. And the gun kind of clanks on the floor, and she looks at you drunkenly and says, "I knew you'd have a big gun, you sexy Gmod, you." And take a point of
Look at you making
strain
friends.
as you realize there are eyes all over the place, looking at you, looking at her, looking at your
Looking at the
golden
floor.
gun sitting about a foot away from you on the floor after it went clank clank. And you can feel security is taking like 3 steps in your general direction. They haven't like threatened or anything like that, but they've moved into positions in case there's that either the drunk girl's having a thing or if you're trouble waiting to happen.
Definitely not trouble waiting to happen. I'm gonna say, you know what? Let's Let's have a drink and we can talk about my big gun. Wouldn't that be fun? And I'm gonna try and just quietly pick up. Well, I'm gonna pick up my gun and holster it and kind of try and drag her to the bar out of the prying eyes of attention.
Okay. So either give me a stealth to see how stealthily you can, swipe your gun and disappear into the crowd. It totally could happen. Or I'll take skullduggery for how quickly you can do that foot move where you step on it and slide it to you real quick and kind of like, ain't nothing to look at here. Stick it back in your pocket. That would totally be the skullduggery angle of you're hiding it very quickly. Of look at my face while words come out, not at my foot that's touching the gun on the floor.
Oh man, I'd love to, but I'm gonna be stealthy.
Okay.
So glad
The
I'm not
Bad Wolf's about to kidnap Little Red Riding Hood. Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
Well,
Okay,
that's
so
like the exact opposite.
wow, the purple were potent tonight. So, what would you like for those 4 advantages? Those are a lot of advantages. I mean, 3 of them you could quickly give yourself a free maneuver to quickly grab her and go. Basically get to another spot before things happen.
Yes, I like that. Quickly grab her, pull to a darkened corner.
Okay, and what would you like for that 4th and extra advantage?
4th and extra one.
And I will totally give it to you as a gimme that for only 1, she will gladly go with you.
I was gonna say for that one, I impressed her with my moves because she's drunk.
As the problem is, it's when you reach for the gun, she kind of like did that drunkenly while holding a glass, bend over with you, and it kind of spilled drink down your arm onto the floor as you're just like, stop helping. Quickly swoop her up and take her, and she's like, "Oh, that's right. Let's go see what else you have Gmodded." As everyone, including Maestro, who's hit the record button, I'm sure, is seeing this. And as you basically are swooping her off to a somewhat more secluded location down here on the 4th floor, there's not many, but there's a few usually used for the serving staff. Unfortunately for Drib, as you see him go taking off across the dance floor, clearly 2 network security guys go walking past you, talking into their comms that they're on the situation, and kind of following behind him a few steps behind.
Radio that he's got that you've got your security behind you, but I'm staying with our
the football, the package.
Football. Yeah.
He wants to be called the full package.
Don't call me.
No, the big package.
Already the new gal is jumping on your case, man.
Yep.
Okay, I need to know when all this happened. Okay, I say, got it. Thanks. Get my gun.
Well, no, I gave you that you got your gun
Oh.
back. It's just that
Oh, I missed that.
everyone saw you pick up the gun, thanks to
Okay.
her dripping her drink down your arm, helping in her helpful way of that's a really, really big gun the closer you get to it.
And her basically falling out of her dress while she was bending over.
Yeah.
It was the only thing more impressive than your pistol.
I'll lean over and say to Suki, we really just can't take him anywhere.
And she just looks at you and says, they're your friends, right? Or are they your friends from the office?
You know, let me get back to you on that one.
Okay.
Wow.
So I am getting her in dark corner. I want to stealthily hide the pistol on her and move my stun gun into a more visible position so that it's a non-lethal pistol they saw, you see, because no one got a super good look at what it actually was.
Except you just gave a drunk girl a big golden gun.
No, she doesn't know. No, it's gonna be like in her purse or something.
Let's hope the dice say that. So go ahead and give me, because she is drunk. I mean, I'm going to give you a blue dice because she is inebriated and she is not the most perceptive person. Give me a skullduggery as you're planting the weapon on her.
I don't want to do skullduggery.
Of course you don't.
Stealth would have been
Whistle.
more of a hiding it in the planter, but
Yeah, I didn't think about a planter. That would
using skullduggery to hide it on a waiter's tray would be skullduggery. You don't see the gun. I hit it on. It's gold. It must be a lighter, right?
Well, what's the worst that can
Try
happen?
it, see. Ooh, look at that.
Oh,
Success with advantage thanks to her drunkenness.
all right.
So you she has this really gaudy, like feathered waist belt thing that makes her hips look hippier than they are in the sexy way, not the way that would get you hit by a woman. There is a difference, ladies and gentlemen. There is a difference. And you can see she's got like some thingies on it. It's like got like a built-in. It's basically like a fanny pack kind of thing. It's got a built-in purse. And you find a spot as you're manhandling, and she's liking it. She's like getting into it, and it makes it totally easy for you to slip this freaking laser pistol with its bling bling into her floofy feathers. She's got like these peacock feathers with gold highlights that the gold blends in perfectly with.
Oh, thank goodness.
And it's just heavy enough that it makes her hips do this sexy tilt that really works.
I'm starting to like her.
As you hear this very subtle, and we've all heard it in real life one point or another, and you know that's the voice of authority asking what's going on here.
So I'm here working, obviously, and I met this lovely young lady, and I'm trying to, you know. Anyway, but we
And
had
as
a
she
little
looks,
accident.
he's hot for me.
We had a little accident. My non-lethal fell. It drew attention. I'm so sorry. Here, you can, and I'm gonna hand the stun gun over and say that it's just part of my job.
You kind of start to hand it over, and the guy kind of waves you off to please put that back in its holster, sir.
Okay, you got it.
And he
Not
gives you
trouble.
the cop look, and
Oh,
you
You're
see
not-
him
you're lying.
kind of tap his visored glasses. He's got those cool shooter glasses style that you can totally know it's got a heads up display, and he taps it, and you totally know he's just taking your picture basically. And he asks to see your ticket.
I mean, it was scanned at the door, but surely it's right.
I mean, you totally have it on you. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
do.
just wanting to visually see it to take a picture of it.
Here.
And of course, you can tell in his goggles like the cool cyber pop-up hologram comes up with the ticket once you look at it, because it's augmented reality after all.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the thing these kids used to make during the days. And he kind of looks at it, and he taps the little frame of his glasses to take a picture of it, and he nods for you to go ahead and put it away. And he basically suggests, would you like to use the discreet elevator to leave the party?
Ah,
The network is providing studios if guests feel that they're too inebriated to make it home, or if they would like to continue the party in a private location. And he looks at her when he says it that way. And she kind of leans over your shoulder and squeezes your one butt cheek in a very, very aggressive alpha female way. That the security guy kind of like smiles. He's just like, "Yep, you're getting groped." And she's like, "I think they mean, do we want to go have sex?" And the obviously the junior security agent really smirks at that and breaks his face. You know, he breaks the cop face. You know, of where he's just like, "Oh, that's funny."
um, yeah, shall we go
Maestro
avail-
just spit Mountain Dew on one of his monitors.
Oh my god,
Mountain Dew and red vines.
these guys.
Yes, my dear. Let's go avail themselves of their what's the hospitality?
Hospitality.
Yes.
And
Women, nothing but trouble.
security guy looks at the junior agent who's already broken, and he says, "Perhaps you should take them to the back elevator. And take a moment to compose yourself as well." And you can just totally feel the dress down in his words, because the guy kind of like immediately looks down at the ground and frowns. He's like, "Yes, sir." And he says, "You two, follow me." And she kind of whispers in your ear, "Does that mean he's gonna join too?"
Oh my god.
as your
This is getting weirder and
as your
weirder.
freak meter is going on this girl, that you're just like, "What did I walk into?" At least I've got a gun planted on her.
Oh, God, I
Can't let
think
her out of your sight now.
It's okay.
Dante?
Yes.
Oh no, sorry. Maestro.
Yo,
My paranoid's getting really high. Can you run a check on her, see who she is?
sure. I'll run a face recognition check.
Okay, I'm going to give you a blue. It's an average check. Go for it and see what you get. I'm just curious what the dice say.
All
Apparently
right.
it's always high.
So this is going to be a net check, right?
Mm-hmm.
So net, and I think I got some.
You're pulling
stuff
up like
for that.
15 facial shots of her you've gotten so far.
Yeah, and we'll do let's see here. Which one is it here? Somewhere. Was it the neck for it? Hacking. Nope, that's for hacking. Oh, net search. Here we go. So this may be used. Talent upgrade the ability of the next check. Check may make during their turn. So it upgrades twice and the difficulty check once.
Okay, so upgrade the difficulty once and the upgrade the goodness twice.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Wow, it's
Here we
definitely going to make
go.
something good happen.
Yep. Might as well make it entertaining. Oh shit!
Wow. I have never seen that.
Damn!
Wow.
How
Oh,
did
yeah.
that happen? And apparently that didn't go through. I clicked it, but it didn't click because I upgraded the
Oh.
difficulty. So that's a lot of advantage.
Yeah. it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
That's like at least 2 really amazing things and a pretty good thing. But not the thing you're wanting. All the facial recognition you're coming up with is
Yeah.
for who she is. And you know what it probably is? She's kind of like at that super inebriated phase where your face does things, you know.
Right.
It doesn't make your face ugly, but your face seems to like change, you know. It's the thing that makes a barfly look super sexy. It's the thing that makes somebody in their 20s look like their 30s, you know.
Right.
Certain things relax
It's
and
called
other things
sagging.
tighten. But for whatever
Ah,
reason, you just couldn't place her on an ID check. She came up with so many matches. There's like 581 different facial recognition matches, and they're all different people.
She has clones.
wow.
But
Could she look? Wait. Could she look like one of the stars, like what we were thinking about doing? Don't look at NetCheck. Look at Popular. Is she supposed to look like somebody we recognize?
that could be the thing, that maybe she did her makeup in a way that doesn't make her look like her. Because, you know, like we've all seen in the modern world and YouTube how women can do amazing things with their makeup. You know,
Yeah.
they make anime eyes that look like they're 2 inches wide and stuff like that. It could be she had herself professionally done up to look like somebody else.
Hmm.
That
So,
could be the reason why it's not pinging. Is, you know,
yeah.
just wait till she gets to the room and peels off her face. Takes 3 towels and the towels are ruined for life. I know cosplayers. I know how that
There isn't
happens.
any way you could look at her invitation, is there?
I don't think that'd be on the net.
Yeah, the
I'm doing a
invitation
net
list is
search. I'm
very
not
secure.
doing cameras, looking at cameras there. I'm doing a net search. So,
Basically, he was checking to see if any social media came up with pictures, and they did, all over the spectrum.
Right. That's why I was saying there isn't any way you can like take a look at her invitation.
I mean,
If someone had augmented stuff, maybe, yeah. And they had her invitation out, you know, out.
yeah.
A regular pad isn't made for scanning that type of thing.
Now,
It can be easily augmented to do that.
yeah.
20
So
credits worth of material and a mechanics check, and boom, it's doing it. As everybody's like, where was Maestro yesterday?
so 8.
Camera
freaking
flashes
internet.
back to a drug-induced haze. Drug-induced haze and winning Minesweeper.
I'd probably play a little. Well, Minesweeper's kind of cool though, but probably playing something a little more advanced.
Well, Minesweeper's not advanced, but it's damn near impossible.
Well,
So what you can use
He's
those
thinking more like
advantages
Miss
on?
Pac-Man.
we don't have
I
a
was
cheat
thinking
sheet
Dig
for
Dug.
like net search, do we?
You didn't find about her, but you could find about a whole bunch of other things.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think what I could use them for here.
Conveniently, in your pictures of web searching her face, other people were in the background of the picture and they pinged up positive.
Yeah, that's possible. That would be good. Yeah, I don't
Or
have anything
something
for.
about the security guard escorting us.
That's a thing too.
Or that college kid that disappeared is a friend of hers or something.
Possible.
Or you found the sniper.
She's the sniper.
Yeah, well. Yeah, but it wouldn't ping like the sniper that they're a sniper. It's I'm doing a web search for
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
So, well, shit.
Her military sniper record comes up.
Snipers are us.
The back of a Fortune of War. I mean, think about it. Mercs do advertise.
Yeah. So what's what's her dress she's wearing? Is it like a fancy dress or anything or special?
It looks expensive, but not like brand new fashion. It looks like it's like 2 or 3 year old fashion, so it's not like her Sunday best if she's really wealthy.
Okay, because what I was looking at is the dress came up on the search from whatever designer where I could backtrace maybe the purchase of said dress, but nothing that special. Okay.
That could come out. I mean, it may be a few years old, but yeah, it would totally pop up as the enter famous designer's name here.
Okay.
Purchased for the nice tidy sum of 200,000 credits.
Right. Which still gives us some information about her if she's got that kind of money and dress.
I'm gonna have sex with the CEO's secret daughter.
Yeah. God.
Because obviously, if it was a not secret daughter, she'd be famous to come up on social media, right?
Exactly. She's been scrubbed off because of the negative social media thing. She's been scrubbed.
I want you to find every picture of my drunken daughter's drunken tirades and make them disappear.
And then I wanted you to find that guy she took home with her and make him disappear.
Right.
Call in the snipers.
So
I
yeah,
mean,
so her designer dress, I guess I'll take that so I can do a search against further deep dive into the designer and purchases of said. Maybe I can pull some records there and value. That way I can give them like, yeah, dude, your chick has like a $10,000 dress.
yeah, basically it's expensive. It's just not like current fashion. So it
Yeah.
could be a really immaculate knockoff, or it could just be that it's an older dress.
Okay. Limited like supply of that dress, or is it like a massive supply?
Definitely limited supply, like maybe 5 to 15 tops made of this dress.
Okay.
So she's probably someone's important something or someone's maintained something.
All right. So I will feed him that, just that, does say kind of status of who and what.
Or she bought it retail or resale.
Maybe. Well, or secondhand somehow, but yeah, or stole it.
Went on a date with a guy and stole it from his wife's closet.
Or inherited.
Yeah. But yeah, so potentially I have some money for a fairly nice dress that might have been around limited supply.
Totally tell him to get it off and read the label on the inside. You need to verify. Trust but fact check.
Well, shit. What else can I? Let's see. I suppose I could check the security guards, but I'm not as worried about them. Suggestions? Anything else? Suggestions?
I mean, remember the network is basically like CNN and Fox had a baby, a
Right.
super powerful naughty baby. There's nothing wrong when you have to pay to make the news happen before you report it. There's nothing wrong with cause and effect.
Yeah.
All the news fit to make happen.
All right. Yeah, I can't. Other than I guess the security guards, if something pops up on them or what, they've got any kind of record out there, I guess, because they kind of drawn a blank with that much.
For the second 3 advantage, I will totally give you the security guard who cracked. He is a off-duty officer who is basically working a secondary job. Sometimes cops will do security gigs.
Yep.
He is a officer in the New Angeles Police Department. Nothing fancy, just like a higher level blue cop, standard street cop. But he is off duty currently.
Okay.
Maybe that's why he lacks the proper discipline. Because he's a real cop, not a rent-a-cop.
Right. Versus these other guys, probably. Yeah. Okay.
And you still have 2 advantage.
I know.
So many to spend.
I mean, I can't really give it to anybody, right? Because it's a net search, so I don't know how that would help.
You could give it to someone specific if they have a specific action that they want to do that relates to you having eyes all over this party all at once.
Well,
See how you guys can tag team on that?
so I guess I could give it to Darwin because the stuff I pulled up is related to the gal he's with and the 2 security guards he's dealing with. So I could give him a blue
Okay.
or something he needs to do since he's got new information and the people he's interacting currently with.
You give him the skinny that, hey, the other guy is like one of the top security agents. The guy taking you to the elevator is a cop on the payroll for the night.
Yep, because he knows cops, right? That's
Mhm.
one of your
Yeah.
connections, right? So there you go.
Oh, there is a good connection there, isn't there? Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has connections with the cops. So
Okay. So of course, everybody kind of noticed that little event that happened with someone dropping a gun on the floor, and you know, slew of women gasped and men kind of like itched for a weapon that's not in their pocket and they wish it was. Another half were like trying to figure out what that weapon was exactly. They're like, I just saw gold. Was it a pistol? Was it a slug thrower? Was it a laser? Who knows? As off in the distance, Maestro hears that dog barking at something.
and I'm busy doctoring the video, kind of blurring out some faces, blurring out the weapon exact details. I'll be able to make money on that on YouTube.
Replaying just the bit where her boobs flash in his face and
Oh yeah,
he's really
that's
embarrassed.
definitely in there after it all happens. Yeah.
Screen flashes Butterfingers. What else is gonna slip through his hands tonight?
Oh, that's mean.
Yes, but we know Maestro's YouTube channel is all for the lols.
And I'm a frequent.
He's
I might
specious,
have a
man.
video
He's
or two of you
specious.
on there already.
Well, yeah, it's definitely specious. He calls it ZooTube.
Don't worry. He totally puts a gecko face on your head when he shows the videos. Identity protected to protect the cold-blooded reptiles for protection. Okay, so as you've got a private basically it's a servant's elevator that they take you to, and the security guy's like checking in with security at the camera, and he's telling security what level to drop you guys off at. Obviously, this elevator has no buttons per se; it's controlled elsewhere, which could be really good with Maestro on your headphones, on your earbud, I should say. So, is there anything special you're doing besides just going to the Bounce Chicka Wow room and getting some wow wow? Or just putting her down, because, it wouldn't be difficult to convince her just to go to sleep and sleep it off.
Put her down? What type of man do you think he is?
I was gonna say, put her down. I have a whole different connotation to that.
That's kind of where I thought.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
put
gotta
her-
take
put
take
her-
care of
Put her to bed. How about that?
Oh, there we go.
Gently put her down.
Make her sleep.
So, to be clear,
Get the flowers.
Let me reach in
I'm
your
not-
fanny pack first.
I'm not being kicked out of the party. I'm being isolated from the party.
Yes, you're being polite and say, please, you're given the polite, please leave at the moment.
Okay.
It's not that you were a threat, it's that you were potentially a threat or an embarrassing scene, and either one's not welcome here.
I would I would like to lean in to the guy and say, look, man, I can tell by your stature that you're this is a temp gig for you. You're really really in the service. I'm friends. I'm gonna drop the name of my buddy Officer Estrada.
Oh.
I'm gonna say I work with him sometimes. I'm just here on a gig. I got somebody who needs me as I to keep an eye. I'm not here for trouble. I just want if she thinks that I had when this lady came up to me, we can isolate her, but I really need to be here. I do work with this job isn't necessarily with cops, but Estrada can vouch for me. I work with you guys a lot.
And when you drop Estrada's name, he kind of gives you the look like, "Oh, really?" And he kind of jokingly smirks. He kind of breaks character again when you say, "I'm not looking for trouble." And he gives you the look and looks at her and he says, "No, trouble found you, sir."
You could say that more than once.
I mean,
I'm
it's
trying.
not trouble I wouldn't mind finding on a quiet night, but you may have picked the wrong person to go out with.
You know, I met her here, and I mean, you can join her. Have yourself a nice night. I'll cover for you.
Wow.
And he just looks at you and looks at her and he says, "Whatever trouble you two are getting into tonight, I want no part of that. I've got a job to get back to. You
Thank
two
you.
enjoy the evening as much as you can." As she
Oh,
starts, like, already, she's doing the whole stagger, I might be falling asleep. Or is there an ash can nearby?
well, thank you for your service, officer.
And he just, looks at you and says, "Tompkins."
Thank you for your service, Officer Tompkins. And I don't want to cause you any trouble. Again, if you want to join us,
And she just looks and says, "Yeah, join us." As thankfully she didn't fail her resilience check too bad. So she is seriously going to be passing out any second now.
that's fine. Then I'll have Maestro get me out of the elevator, and I can rejoin the party.
I thought you were gonna at least put a bigger fight up to convince him to let you go back to the party, but
Problem is, I personally don't know the words to use. So
yeah. But do you have like
You can totally
charm
do
or
a
nothing?
charm or coercion on him.
um,
I mean, you did do big damn name drops. You're getting a blue there. You
yeah,
are a
okay.
security guy, so I'm going to give you a blue there because he gave him a laugh.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got a blue from me.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so
3 blues? That's
Three
something.
blues is pretty damn impressive.
I go ahead.
And it's 2 player story points and 2 GM story points right now.
Oh, well then, yes, I will. Can I do a charm then? Because I don't feel like coercing the cops is good for business.
Right.
Yep.
Because you were just smoozing with him, so.
And it looks like you're using an upgrade there too.
Yeah.
And remember, like I said, he's just a beat cop. He's not like some uber detective, super crazy discipline guy. You obviously saw how his discipline is because he cracked character
Yeah.
twice. So go for it.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Jim's like, yes.
Oh my god.
Wow, that's pretty strong for just being a street beat cop that can't hold his composure. There are 2
What?
yellows, a
That's not.
frickin'
I'm just
oh no, the
getting
yellows are his. So
the
no, red
yellows are
and
his. I'm like, what are
where'd
you
he get the
talking about?
red?
Because he has 1 rank in it, discipline.
Oh,
He's
so
a
yes.
street cop. That's he's status 2 and he has 1 rank. So he basically gives you the look. He's like, "Look, man, here's some good advice. I know who you're talking about. I know what type of business he works in on the force. For your good, for her good, for my good, just go to the room, sleep it off. You can use the other elevator that's on the floor on that floor to get down to the ground floor or to your hopper in the morning."
Can I use the other elevator to get to the ground floor tonight?
Um, And if you'd like for the 2 advantage, if you ask that, I will let him say yes.
Yes, then I would like for the two.
As he's like, I understand you're just working. I mean, I'm just working. We're all just here for a paycheck to keep us in soy noodles, man.
And
I understand what you're saying.
if I can't do my job, I might as well go home, right, brother?
Hey, that might be a win. And if your boss says anything about it, I mean, and he kind of he's willing to give you his official business card that he will vouch for you because he doesn't want you to lose your job.
Unacceptable.
Now, what do you want for the advantage?
Oh my gosh.
You mean the Triumph?
The
Triumph.
triumph. Sorry. As he totally understands, working dude to working dude. We're just trying to pay the bills. I mean, you could totally use your triumph to make him change his mind. By the way.
Oh, can I?
Yeah, you could totally use the triumph to basically, I would let you roll with that if you want to spend the triumph. That you throw something out there that just changes the game. Like maybe you drop that there's some
Yes.
threat he doesn't know about, or you could even drop the Curious Foundation name.
Oh, can I reference the sniper attack at the Justice Center?
You can totally name drop that we're
And
those guys.
yeah, and
And
I'm not saying
yeah,
this case is definitely related, but it might.
as
But no,
you
we're those guys. Yeah.
as you drop that, hey, remember Strata was working with those guys that help protect the witness that the DA used to get like 42 convictions out of, and as soon as he's just like, that's how you know him, and you all of a sudden see a twinkle of hero worship in his eyes.
Oh
How
my God.
he's just like, is there something going on here that I should know about?
Not necessarily. It's just you follow all the leads regardless of how unlikely they are.
And he kind of like kind of turns around and gestures your lady friend, and you can totally tell it's in a way to kind of block the camera. And he kind of whispers back at you in a real hushed tone that you've got my contact information. You promise me that you'll contact me before any trouble happens tonight. If you're here for tonight,
Yes.
and he gives you that good cop look that makes you feel that this guy's a good guy who wants to protect and serve, and he's giving you that look like this is totally that Peter Parker Spider-Man look. If this guy wants to be a good guy,
So he's not from that one precinct, huh?
he is
Were
new to
those-
the force, not from that one group.
And it was Officer Tompkins. What was
Just
that?
checking.
Yep.
Okay, it was Tompkins. Good.
Yeah, that dirty detective group.
Yeah, just making sure.
Yeah. You know what? You have my word. You just let me say goodnight to the lady. And I'm gonna try and retrieve my weapon with our backs to him while I say goodnight.
And he kind of gives you a weird look, but he's just like rolling with it. He's like, "Hey, if you guys are those guys, we be cool."
100%. You can ask Estrada about it. We're pals, and I was there. I saved his life. I think.
And the
Didn't I throw
thing
him in the
is,
car?
your look kind of go jives completely with what the rumors on the street were. So like some Gmod dude, and it's like you're some Gmod dude. You could totally be the dude.
I am the dude.
You are the dude. And because I know the dude and I was cool with the dude, I'm the dude. We all be the dude.
And you're my first call if things go down. I promise.
And he kind of gives you the look, and he basically turns around and gestures towards the camera. And he basically asks, once you see her to the room, are you wanting me to take you back to the party?
Yes.
And he kind of gives you this look, like he looks at the camera. He's kind of nervous, but since you're the dude, he's gonna trust you. He's gonna take a chance and trust you.
Boy,
Totally.
is he going to be disappointed when we mess it up.
I never let anyone down.
But he looks at you, and there's a caveat. I'm not going to be able to let you up on the fourth floor. I'm going to have to put you on one of the two above that.
Okay, that is legit.
And you got to make sure to keep a low profile.
Stealth is my middle name.
And he like smirks to that with a little snark coming out of his nose.
I'll do my best.
And you make sure she gets to a safe place where she can sleep it off.
Yes. Absolutely. She will be safe, comfortable, and on her side so she doesn't choke on her own vomit.
And he kind of like,
Such a gentleman.
he kind of gives you the look like, wow, you've done this before. You are a professional. You know, pillow in front of her, pillow behind her. She won't be rolling over. And he kind of, opens the door and basically gestures you can help stagger her to the room. And then you conveniently screen swipe, as you come, you hit the time lock on the door, so it's closed for the next 8. It locks for the next 8 hours on the inside. And then he holds the door, so you get back on. You have this quiet moment where he gets back and he drops you off on one floor above where you were at, and just says, "Make sure you stay out of sight."
And that's what I'm doing right now, is staying out of sight.
And then we screen swipe to where Dante has schmoozed his way up to. Are you at the second or the third level?
I was, after we started, we attracted a little attention. I wanted to head up, kind of just mingle our way up to the same level as, what's her name, Carmen?
Carmen? By
Yeah.
this time, she was on the second to the top. She's now worked her way down to the third level. Conveniently, where Darwin will be getting dropped off.
Okay.
So it's only one level up for you.
Perfect. We'll just kind of, I'm just kind of, making small talk with Suki as we work our way, mingle our way up.
As she totally jokes with you that you're totally playing me right now. I totally know it. I just want to let you know I know it. And she's just like, so who are we here to see?
Well, my work requires me to make acquaintance of Carmen Vaz. Not in a pleasurable way, believe me. This is a job.
And she's totally like blanks on the name. You see her expression. She's like, never heard of her. And conveniently, she goes over to the side of your ear that has the ear comm, and she totally whispers into your ear, "And who's listening in on us right now?" To whoever's listening in on you right now, which is all of your group gets to hear that.
Yeah. At least Dante's dates fare better in the through the date night. So far, anyways.
Do you tell her, or you just ignore her being silly?
I'll just play along. Everybody.
Well, they better not tell my secrets, because I work in a lab where I can genetically engineer a virus that will murder you 3 weeks after we meet. And she just kind of like,
then you can make copies of them and put them in their place, right?
Shh, I told you that in confidence.
The perfect crime.
I told you not to repeat that after I told you.
Oops.
Well,
Loose lips.
Recorded. for later.
This from the guy who's left DNA all over this town.
Easy, easy.
As you can see, she's totally just trying to push your buttons. She's having fun with this, if nothing else. She's making
That's
sport of the
okay.
night.
I told her this was a business date, and and I do intend to take you up on that dinner.
And believe it or not, once you take her into your confidence of who you're going to angle for, she totally helps you out and gets you right next to Carmen.
But I will say, like, don't worry, I'm not going to be ungentlemanly and just push you aside and latch on.
And she totally gives you the
Not
look
yet,
like
anyways.
as if you could do that.
See, that's why I like you. I can't put one over on you.
Maybe I'm genetically engineered to be bullshit proof.
I didn't think that was possible, but if so, kudos. You really are good at your job.
And she just kind of gives you the wink as she kind of turns and bumps into her, and she immediately starts doing the excuse me, I didn't mean to bump into you. And she kind of like leans down and looks right at you and says, oh darling, oh darling,
Yes, yes.
if you would please apologize to this beautiful lady while I go powder my nose. I seem to have smudged my makeup. And you see her just like touch her face, and you know for a fact she has not an inch of makeup on except for her eyeshadow. And she totally just wrinkles her nose at you in this cutest, adorablest way. And she excuses herself profusely with both of you and heads off to where she already knows where the washroom is, by the way.
I shall wait for your return with bated breath, my dear.
And Carmen kind of like gives you the once over and looks over at Suki as she goes, kind of not running quickly, but retreating to the powder room. And she goes, "Oh my!" And she kind of like just brushes her dress down. It's a very, very pretty dress, very up in the fashion, but not extremely expensive. However, the jewelry she's wearing, which of course you did notice, she ended up touching each of her pieces as she's, cleaning herself off from the confrontation. She takes inventory visibly.
I'll just kind of, I'll say, I'm sorry, you okay?
And she just
And
looks herself up and down and looks at you to make sure that you didn't get involved in the accidental drive-by elbowing. And she just says, I'm doing very well. And who would you be?" And she offers, a nice lady handshake, the hand softly out there to be taken by any either shook or kissed, depending on which tradition you go for.
well, I had been, just about to walk away after I said, "Oh, sorry," just very casually. Oh, sorry. Where are my manners? Dante.
And,
Dante Knight.
and you can see she kind of does this, like holds her breath, waiting for your last name,
And
Dante.
sorry, I thought you might have recognized me. You are
Oh, my name is Carmen. Carmen
Carmen.
Vaz. That's with the Z. It makes it special that way. And she just like starts doing the sparkly eyes at you. She does that 3/4 face angle, so she gets the pretty angles at you with the lighting. She seems to like be on point.
Okay, and I'm gonna kind of be like, oh, well, nice to meet you again. I'm sorry. My date bumped into you.
James,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be pretending to sub vocalizing like I'm asking about her.
Oh, okay. Because you are
Back to
back to
Wait, what?
back to
back
Maestro.
to Maestro, yeah.
Okay. So
Because that's what would happen with an important person meeting a new person.
yep. So you're doing the Secret Service bit where you're popping into your microphone, wanting a status update providing.
Right.
Okay, and she kind of like looks over at your security person who's not too far from eyeshot, and kind of like she notes that, and she immediately seems a little more interested in you with that.
I'm kind of playing it the like kind of cool, like kind of more like looking after where my date went. So, you know, a little slightly aloof, but still
And
trying to be polite.
she kind of puts a gentle hand on your arm and says, I think she'll be okay. She seems to be a very capable woman. How
Oh,
about we talk about you? What business are you in? And you sense, you know, that creepy business vibe when someone starts getting ready to shell their business on you. You feel that, but with enough warmth and practice that it doesn't have that instant creepiness of who's your masseuse or who's your this or that. Who's your accountant? You
well,
sense the sales pitch coming.
essentially a little this, a little that, mostly philanthropy work.
Oh, you fight for the little man with your finances.
Some of them are smaller than average, I suppose.
I heard that.
So, question. So, Dante does not have like a profile out there for anything, right? So how hard would it be to work up in case she has somebody run a check, a profile as kind of a philanthropist and some money, but kind of not a lot of detail about him, like some of it's been wiped or hidden. So
How well do you
I feel
want
I
it?
could count on you.
How well do you want it to look? Do you want it to be basically a 1, 2, or 3 difficulty for someone doing background check?
yeah, well, yeah. So I mean, I want it to be vague, but yet enticing. Like, wait, okay, this guy's kind of mysterious, but not get too much detail into him.
Okay, so like an average.
Yeah.
Okay, so that way anyone basically searching for him on the net, it's an average roll for them to find him and find the bad stuff about him on the internet.
Find that pop priority over like anything really about him as who he is.
Okay, go ahead and give me a roll when you're ready.
Ready?
And what vague type of lifestyle are you throwing out there?
Well, like I said,
Oh,
kind
I
of
beat you to it, Maestro.
bastard.
I'll give it
All
back to you
right.
though.
Like I said, kind of a no real specific job, but kind of a philanthropist. You know, he's got money from family somewhere.
I'm Bruce Wayne.
No
Bruce
TMZ
Swift.
photos out there.
Yeah, you know, he throws money at worthwhile, you know, things, but so.
Okay, ready when you are.
All right, so let's see. So this is going to be a what?
This would be the networking one.
Network. All right.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, we will
Uh-oh.
upgrade. Yep. Upgrade twice and upgrade once the other.
Okay, I got it in
That
there
way,
for
if
you.
we fail spectacularly.
This way, both those purple are reds. So what's the
And I'm
worst
not
that
there.
happens?
And then I'm not there, so hey.
Wait. Can he get a blue dice for Dante having a card registered to the Heroes Corporation?
Do you want to have that as part of the information out there?
I suppose you could, like, he's done some philanthropy with them, you know,
Okay.
given some money
I
that
will
stuff.
totally give a lead drawing back to your guys' secret organization. Definitely give you a blue dice for that.
Oh,
When 2 reds are
Right.
on the line,
Oh, to the
never
secret?
bet on
No.
death when a
Oh.
Sicilian is there.
No. Not to the secret organization. I thought you meant to the one that bought the suits for
Yeah,
this
that's
stuff.
well, we are the dark side of that organization. So that's why we're the secret of
the
that.
not so secret part is the nice philanthropic organization that does things for good people.
Just
Oh,
make it.
yeah, see,
just
that's-
make me like Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, that's fine then. Yeah.
Okay, ready when you are.
Alrighty.
Wow. Okay,
Bam!
so immediately you're taking like photos of him when you guys were playing with pachinko machines and other shit at the casino, and at work, some bullshit photos when you guys were driving and stuff, and you start doctoring them to him driving like an ass being chased by gangbangers in an alley. It's really him driving a bus full of elderly out to a vacation. And you start putting all this good social media packet out there. Do you put anything negative, by the way? I will throw that out there as a GM. Anything that someone might want buried in their background, like a potential client. I'm great with the elderly, but there was that one time with those orphans at the volcano.
So we know this woman's corrupt, right?
Well, you don't know that she's corrupt, but you know that one of her employees is trying to get, you guys to come out and see him at their compound. It could be he wants more, but for some reason the messages that got sent out seem to have been missing the same type of data, almost like he was caught doing it and he only got one bottle out of with a message in it, and the rest of the messages they broke the bottles.
Yeah. Because if I could something that would maybe entice her if she saw that in the profile.
Okay. Because you got 4 successes. I'm giving you a good, whatever you put in there, it can be a really good one that maybe it's not easily found, but it is foundable.
Yeah, and if it's something that would be enticing to her, that would draw her attention to him even more. So there's that, little niche there.
And as you do that, immediately you get like dozens of pings because, of course, you take your social media bots and you have them swarm these fake things to make sure that they have enough likes and views and whatnot for future social media. As all of a sudden your agitator starts doing its thing and the algorithm starts catching on to it, and you're practically seeing overnight phenomenon come on for this cover of his. And what is his cover that you give him? Are you using his real name?
Well, whatever name he gave her just now.
Okay, so okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just buffing up his appearance.
Okay. So
and I'm letting him know what's going on so he can work the story. But like I said, it's vague enough he can come up with additional stuff. So.
And so she starts small talk with you, and she see that she's like rhythmically tapping her one bracelet. She's done it enough times that you've noticed it, that it's either a nervous tick or she's doing something with the bracelet.
Just some way I could try to, I don't know, translate what it is that she's doing. Is it like Morse code or a device she's using or something?
Give me a perception check or vigilance check, and I can tell you.
Okie dokie.
Casually, you notice that much. I'm making you work for more. Oh. Okay, I've got your upgrade in there.
Got to upgrade. Let's find out.
Let's see if her subtlety is strong enough to keep it working.
Ooh.
Damn, you were distracted so much by her eyes, her smile, her perfectly manicured makeup and hair, and the fact that her dress is showing everything.
And nothing at the same time.
Nothing that she has to have scrubbed off the internet. What would you like for those 2 advantages, by the way?
Okay, well, what I would say is for those 2 advantages, she doesn't realize that I noticed it.
Okay. And you do notice that she taps that, and then a little while after, she rubs her very lovely diamond earrings. They're very large and gaudy, and they kind of like the type of earrings that kind of go up the ears, so they're very artistic and accentuate her lobes. Or would be totally perfect for concealed communications devices. One or the other.
Can I make a mechanics test to know if to see if I recognize like either the jewelry or what she'd be doing with it?
I would give you computers, not mechanics.
Oh. Okay.
Because it's not really
what type of computers?
regular networking. Actually, I'll take either.
I have hacking and sysop.
Okay, I'll take either one of those.
Okay. Or should there be something else on here?
I
No,
don't
no.
think there's
That in
there's
in
not a regular
Android,
computer here.
that's the two that they split computers into,
Okay.
and it's going to be against her subtlety for you to notice.
Okay, and they're both the same anyway, so.
Okay. Damn.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
that's a lot of
So
success.
you clearly recognize as you're looking her up and down, that skank, that she is totally playing him. And more importantly, you can notice that on her baubles, she seems to be typing on her actual bracelet as if it was like a portable computer device. And she's occasionally rubbing her ear like she's acknowledging someone communicating back to her. And just about the point that you see she kind of like blushes and puts her arm on his forearm, she's slowly moving physically more closer towards his chest ish. But all of a sudden, she kind of like looks at him and gets her cheek really close, like she wants to whisper in his ear. And then she kind of tilts his chin to follow her gaze, and she looks right at you. And she says, I think your little pet's jealous of me. And she's looking right at you, looking right at her, and and asks if you can dismiss her because she doesn't like the way that Looney is looking at her. And the way she says Looney, it's that way.
Wow.
Yeah. That way that would totally, if somebody says it that casually and that rudely, it gives you those chills. And we've all probably had an uncomfortable conversation. We're just like, breaks.
Her and that cheap computer on her arm. Whatever.
Oh, I
And
was hoping that was again. I hope
oh.
that's what I hope it is.
Oh, if you would like, let me take that. If you're gonna roll a discipline, let me take,
Oh.
because I had an upgrade in there for her subtlety.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead. You can go ahead and roll again because you clearly hear her say loony like that. She did not hold back. So you do roll well on your discipline for keeping yourself in check if you want to keep yourself in check. But you can totally tell she was trying to get your hackles up when she said it.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why you made your save, because you've
was,
heard
I wouldn't
those
give
kind.
her satisfaction.
Yeah.
I was hoping for the failure because that would have been fun. But that's okay.
Yeah.
You sound like Eric. I was hoping we'd fail that. Interesting things happen. Okay, so and she basically asks you to dismiss the help, basically, in the rudest, most vulgar way ever. And as she, senses your pause, she just says, "I'd like to discuss business privately with you." I mean, and I don't know about you, but my spider sense says kick the bitch to the curb. But that's just me.
I'll just look over it. I'll literally just look over at Drev. I just look.
Speaking of which, the tingles I just get is I look at the loonies as belters in Expanse. If you watch the Expanse, which by the way, the sixth and final season is coming in like a month.
Uh-huh.
Thought I saw something that it's out.
That's even better.
Yeah, I think it's out.
Because when I said loony, I was embracing the word belter.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I look over and I just look over at Drig with like a neutral expression. I'm more interested to see what she does than anything else.
You don't give her the puppy dog head tilt?
You can see the contempt in my eyes.
You both are professionals.
But thankfully, the contempt doesn't get anywhere further than her eyes. And
Yeah, apparently we're both professions, and we know what profession she's in.
and I will say that this is almost time to wrap up. So, what are you wanting to get out of the interaction with her?
Really, what I'm trying to do is, um, I don't know, the way I was kind of hoping that Drake would cause a scene, and I would, and I'd be like, okay, look, like this is not a good time. Let me come to your offices, and you and I can discuss this further. You know, something like that. Allow me to come to your office and apologize or something
Well, you
like
can
that.
still do that. You could just be like, well, it's a party. We're having a good time.
So, Driv,
Why not save that for later at your office
for
business?
3 advantages, what are you going to use those for, by the way? I'm totally hoping you'll say upgrade his role that he's about to make. Just throwing that out there as the GM. I want to see you give him an upgrade because he's saying it's not the right time, and you've got dagger eyes, and it's perfect.
Yeah, it's basically like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry
his,
that. Oh, go ahead.
Upgrade his role for 1 or 2.
It would be all 3 advantage for the upgrade.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
it's not a blow. You're actually upgrading it.
Yeah. So you've got an upgrade for that. I'm going to give you another upgrade because you just got your financial backgrounds.
Nice.
Basically what Maestro did for you. And apparently you're burning that last big damn destiny point.
Since it's the last action I'm probably going to take.
It's beautiful, Al. It's perfect timing. So you have 3 upgrades.
And so essentially, I'm saying, like, I'm sorry that, she offended you. Let's discuss this further at your office at your convenience or something like that.
And what social skill are you going to use against her discipline?
Oh, I'm just trying to be charming. Like, hey, this is, I'm sorry you're offended. Let's just, we can talk about this later. She doesn't have to be there, and we'll figure this all out.
Okay. So charm.
Let's just go back to the party and have a good time.
Okay.
That's
So give me
time right now.
So give me one big damn roll that's gonna have a lot of things happen because of it.
Go gadget. Are you kidding?
Wow! Holy fuck!
My
What a way
God.
to end.
Oh man, what the heck?
I think we all just got socked in the guts there.
Nice.
Oh boy, can't wait to see this.
As
wow.
She kind of looks at you and she says, "You're not gonna stand up for me?" And she makes this incredible Karen face. That's just what I'm gonna call it, because we all know what that means. And she looks at you like, "You're not gonna stand up for me against her?" And the stink face she makes in her face, you practically want to like shove her to the floor for the type of person she is. And maybe now you know why she has a company that makes people's social media look good, because she might have been its best. I might be its owner, but I'm also a client. As she proceeds to take 2 steps back from you.
I want to get this on my personal vid.
So you whip out your pad to start recording her little moment?
No. I've got the
Oh, that's right. You do.
Yeah.
Okay. As she looks at him and she points her finger right at your chest, and there's even like a half second of a tap where she taps your chest with the point. We all know the point. That's the fighting words point. A man doesn't do a man with the point, because that would be a lost finger between them. And she does the point and says, "I don't believe you would treat me like this. I would expect someone from your station to treat me better. I'm sorry, but I don't think we have a future working together of any sorts." And of course, you get that very final, you hear the scissors snap, that connection between you two. And you should go back to your little friend and avoid me the rest of this party. And she starts to make such
friend or loony friend?
No, she's referring to his date. not to you. He's now she's now ignoring that you exist at all. You know, and she's got this stink face on that's just not pretty. She's not pretty on the inside, but she might be pretty on the outside, but definitely not pretty on the inside. And God don't like ugly. That's all I'm gonna say. And she kind of like turns around and storms off, and immediately you see like two ladies that are in the crowd kind of like pair off to go follow her to see if she's okay. Obviously, people that are either employees or friends. You really hope they're employees because you don't want friends of hers, hanging out with these people. As she just kind of like brushes them off, that she's now going to go to the powder room, and she kind of like shoulder checks your date as she comes walking out, and she looks at her and like for a half second there's that she almost drops into a fighting stance. Yes, she goes to the company gym. She might be
Suki drops into the fighting stance.
Yep,
almost?
Suki does. Yes, the company has a dojo, and they do practice for their corporates.
I'll walk up behind her and say in her ear, "I'll back you up."
and nonchalantly, subtly, you all of a sudden feel a squeeze on the inside of your thighs. The lower right hand that was like behind her hip kind of just reaches down to squeeze you reassuringly. That she appreciates that, but it's not needed.
Oh, I know it's not needed. I just thought it'd be gentlemanly to offer.
Once you learn to make the human body, breaking it is easy. And as she says that and gives you like a glint back, as what's that bitch's problem? Like a look of like, what did you say or what did I say to get her stink up? That's where all of a sudden the screen darkens, and of course there's the credits rolling, blah blah blah, montage of your shoes falling off the bed.
And frickin' Maestro just face palming again. All that work totally just torpedoed and blown completely out of the fucking water.
I'm gonna sub-vocalize. I thought you said that women like him.
This was a stupid plan. Who thought of this?
Second mission, and 2 women hate him. Drev's seeing a totally different track record here.
And I'm
all
not
that effort
either.
All that effort for such a wonderful background thrown together so quickly, and
if I had known this would have happened, I would have gone to the room and scored.
Right?
At least somebody could have succeeded tonight.
If I knew that was going to happen, I would have told you to go ahead.
I mean, holy cow. Gotta love it.
Oh, what a wrap up, man. What a wrap up.
Yeah.
No, I loved that last roll. Thank you so much, Dante.
That couldn't have gone any better.
As you guys kind of like are back at the HQ figuring out, okay, what are we gonna do? Maestro, do me a favor. Give me one quick hacking roll.
And while you're setting that up, after all that could have gone better and all, I'll be like, you know what, Suki, let's not waste these nice clothes. Let's go get that dinner. Not like that. A friendly thank you for coming out with me dinner.
What? Friends can do things.
Right?
It's called benefits.
Some friends have benefits.
I didn't want to imply anything.
You know that she doesn't believe in monogamy, so that's okay.
That's fine then. So
sometimes she's got to test the product.
Neither does Dante.
Oh dear.
You can't make sex clones and not test them out. Just saying.
Fair enough.
So this computer hacking skill, if there's any blacks, I can remove one.
Yep, I've already got. I didn't even bother to put that one in there.
Okay. All right. Here we go. And let's see.
As Maestro finally gets time working on those picture files.
Meanwhile, Suki and I are toasting my epic failure.
There's champagne with genetically engineered strawberries, inside it, cooling the champagne.
Sure.
They're ready for the roll.
Yep.
Jeez, oh,
Oh, as
Wow.
unfortunately you know, whoever sent, because he sent at the very beginning he sent a picture with a help message, but the message was in the picture. It was hidden in the image. And you look at these images that were sent after, because he sent 3 consecutive, diff messages back to back, and you can't pick up any. I mean, there's a reason Curious couldn't pick up any either. They were scrubbed so well. If there was any extra data in this picture that was sent out, and they were of all nice, beautiful art pictures that had just subtle tweaking done to them. That whatever the secret message is, that whoever saw the message knew specifically what they were erasing in it.
of
And
course
you have
they did.
no clue what they could have been. They are gone.
I got distracted because of that damn dog barking in the
There's
background.
that damn mechanical dog toy running around barking at rats that are now living in your apartment with you. As long as the rats don't eat your drugs, it's okay.
Well, yeah, exactly.
If they eat your
Yeah,
toes, well, you can get chrome.
yeah. See, all that work goes down the drain just that quick, and you wonder why I do drugs.
And then you
Hey, I'm
guys.
tempted to join you now.
And then next session we'll be deciding what is the plan then, because this plan went to pot fast.
Just like that.
Of course,
Looking
on the
so
plus
well.
side, it went to pot because she's a racist bitch, so that's okay. That's a win. Think of it that way.
It's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a moral victory, maybe.
There's a victory in that you know she's not a good person.
It's called a Pyrrhic victory.
Yep.
But we could do some media stuff with that if it comes to it. We could broadcast some of that.
I mean, hey, you might even use some of that to see how her company works. Just saying.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. If we broadcast some of the loony hatred out there to the public that probably doesn't know the company hates loonies.
Yeah. It's almost
mean,
like there's certain
Is it a bad? What's the actual official social view on loonies?
well,
Because
technically,
I know that there's lots of prejudice on it, but I mean, there's lots of different prejudices. Where exactly is society in it?
so for the most part, ever since the war, because basically Mars and the Moon wanted their liberation. That's what the Great War
Right.
was about. Was non-Earth wanted to be free from Earth to govern itself. Which we're American, we understand how that goes. If you're taking care of yourself, you would like the resources to stay where you're taken care of instead of being sent off back to the source. But there's not, especially here in New Angeles, where you've got an umbilical tide that goes almost directly to the loonies area. Because remember, there's an asteroid at the top of the Beanstalk that allows space travel between the asteroid and the Moon and Mars. So for the most part, socially speaking, loony speciesism is not publicly acceptable. It's definitely not something that someone can do or say without being called accountable on it.
Okay.
Granted, cancel culture is not like it is nowadays, because there's so much different subcultures that I couldn't see cancel culture existing in the place with this many diverse cultures, because it just doesn't really work. I mean, trust me, the human supremacists that want to get rid of the synthetic humans would totally use that in a second and keep the synthetics from getting a start, other than cheap
Right.
labor. But yeah, basically her behavior is very unacceptable. And if it was public knowledge and publicized, they would need an organization that scrubs public images, possibly, to work on that. I mean, however, much like the pro-human groups out there, there are cliques that embrace that crap.
Yeah. So it could have impacts with their company business, possibly. So yeah, we got some leverage or what, depending
There's
on how we
definitely a
want to work it.
leverage packet there.
Yeah.
Dante, I think we know a reporter who would totally like to hear about this.
Oh, that harpy.
A reporter who's been victimized by secret censoring before in the past. Interesting. Because remember, that's technically what her company does. They censor people.
Yeah, that's
They
Mhm.
data mine and then they engineer the data. And even a bad scuzzy reporter doesn't like the idea of free press being removed from being free press.
Hey, you know, we're at their party right now. In fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Granted,
you
this
know,
news agency is a little less free press and more bot press, but yeah, still they do not like the idea of someone manipulating, unless it's them, of course, the story or the narrative. I mean, their whole idea of company is optics.
Yeah. So you know, we got some stuff to play with. So it's not 100% fail, just 99%.
And it was so much better that I used the despair for that than having the other chick show up during the conversation.
Hey.
Oh, what a wrap up! What a wrap
Yeah,
up!
no, that's awesome.
That's
Like-
always exciting.
Okay, I'm
like-
definitely gonna have to bounce out because the dog is going nuts and it's 1:00
Yeah.
in the morning.
Alrighty.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys.
Thanks.
See you
Thanks,
in
guys.
2 weeks. Let me double check just to make sure. Is the day after Christmas okay with everybody? I don't
Fine
want
with
to
me.
assume.
Should be.
Fine with
Oh.
me.
This late at night, yeah, I can come in.
Okay.
Experience.
Okay.
Actually, no. It's Christmas that we'll be gaming next if we game.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the
I'm
Oh yeah,
25th.
Christmas night. Saturday,
Sorry, I was
yeah.
looking at Sunday because it's already Sunday on the calendar. But yeah, it would
Oh,
be
yeah.
Christmas night. Everybody cool with gaming on Christmas night or no?
I am.
I-
I have nothing.
I'm okay with it. I'm good.
8 o'clock. I should be fine. Yeah.
Okay. If it's any issues, let me know because I don't want anybody getting burned on Christmas night for saying I gotta go game.
No,
I have
it's
a
8
fun
PM.
story about that on wanting to game on Mother's Day
Oh.
like 20 years ago.
Nice.
20 years ago, and you still remember it.
20 years ago, and only 2 people showed up to the game. Everybody else just assumed it wasn't happening
Mm.
because we're all like, "What? Oh yeah, I'm raised by a single dad at the time, so I could totally see why the day slipped my mind." But yeah, just let me know if you guys can't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Was there experience?
There was experience. See how I kept stalling on that? I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
give you guys 10 experience. It was totally going to be 15 if you had like this beautiful slide into the home run to walk away. But
You know, you learn as much from failure as you do from success.
yeah, a lot of things happen though.
Failures say.
Well, you know what? I'm just going to keep telling myself that now.
And winners go home with the prom queen, right?
I
Yeah.
could have had a home run. I know she got to second base. I think I did as well.
The whole time in the elevator, she's feeling that pistol and thinking, wow, he's that big. I am so going to get some tonight.
Oh.
Is that
And on
you,
that
or is there a
note-
pistol in my pocket?
Oh, good night, guys.
All right, good night, guys.
Catch you later.
Later.